Hello and welcome to the PMCO PUBG Mobile Club Open 2019 Fall Split North American Group Stages. I'm Win, I'm joined by AJ. We will be your friendly neighborhood casters for the day. And of course, if you guys are enjoying the stream, do like and subscribe the PUBG Mobile Esports channel for you to get notifications of when the games will be played, because there are 6 regions being played on this channel and all of them will sound pretty good.
Also, if you want to play PUBG Mobile, just go to your local Google Play Store or App Store. Search for Google. Sorry about that. Just search for PUBG Mobile and just download the game. All right. So it's the first day of North America, right?
Yeah, it's the first day. So a lot of things will happen, right? A lot of things that happened. We had kind of a cool split last season, but none of these teams really. There are still certain changes in the teams, so it might not be the same as last split. So a lot of changes have been happening. A lot of roster changes as well. So that will be fun to watch in this split.
Yep. So we have this board coming up right here, so we can watch how our new competitive system is going to work.
Yep. Yeah, we start with 24 matches, with the group stages being 32 teams total, and then the top 24 teams will go into the semifinals, and then it will dwindle down to 16 teams at the regional finals, where the 16 teams will battle it out for who will be going to the global finals.
So basically, we're gonna cut off 8 teams per round, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
session.
And so there's a little bit special about this season. Like on last season, we got 30 points for the first place, but like placement points are less important, but it is still important, but it's less important. For example, like first place is only 20. It used to be 30 back then. So we're gonna see more aggressive kills from this season.
Definitely, a lot of teams will be playing more aggressively, and as you can see, 11th to 16th place will still get 1 point each, so there's nobody's going home with 0 points, but 1 kill still gets you 1 point. But it gets you a little bit closer to that first place winner chicken dinner prize, because number 2 just needs 6 kills to kind of level the playing field. But this is the group that will be playing today, Group A and Group B. We have a few teams that are notable inside that is Omen Elite, we have Euphoria Gaming, we have I think Cloud9 as well.
Yes, we have
Cream. Yeah, a few of these teams are notable teams that will be playing today. So hopefully we'll be seeing some awesome games.
Yep. So basically, like, we have a new team, Cloud9, one of the OGs in eSport clubs coming in. So I'm pretty interested to play they're gonna show us today.
Yeah, especially with that, Cloud9 picked up 2 players from Nova Esports, so they're looking like they have the experience behind it, because Nova Esports did get number 4 or the 4th place in the last split. In the regional finals, so hopefully I think with that injection of a couple of players from Nova Esports, Cloud9 will be playing pretty good.
Yeah, I agree also on that. And so we're gonna cut it back to us, right?
Yep. So hopefully I think we'll be seeing a lot of good games today. Of course, the North American teams did get kind of stopped in the global finals. They tried their best, but the Chinese teams were really strong at the global finals. Spacestation Gaming was the one that got the champion of the last regionals, but they didn't really show up in the global finals. So hopefully this time they will rectify it. They did lose Carnage, if I'm not mistaken, one of their players to they did lose Carnage, and they replaced him with Beach. So I think that will be something to watch as well, because Carnage was playing absolutely out of his mind last split in the Spacestation Gaming squad. So I think that's something to watch as well.
I agree. So on the other hand, we had Wildcard playing this like 8 hours ago. Right. We've seen other regions playing much more aggressive because of the new point system coming in. Like, you just kill 4 more, and you're basically the same point as the first place.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be pretty interesting this season. You're gonna see more aggressive plays. But still, placement point is gonna still pretty important this season also.
Yeah, placement point is still very important, but it gives you a little bit of leeway to catch up with the first team or the team that got the winner chicken dinner, because again the gap is not that huge this time around. The discrepancy between number 1 and number 2 is only 6 points, and then after that it's dwindled down to 1 point each, and then again number 11 to number 16 gets 1 point. So either way there will be still, I think either way they'll play a little bit more aggressive but still try to go for placement. But here we go, the first map of the day will be Erangel, and we will be playing it at this map for the start of the North American regional group stages, and it will be Erangel, I think one of the OG maps here, or the OG maps where everybody usually plays here first, or they start the game by playing on the Erangel map.
Yep. We got a pretty cool like skin over the like we got new thing, which is like the dragon thing, which is pretty cool.
Alright, so the plane will start off in Severny, will be landing on or passing through Primos, and it means that a lot of these teams cannot really drop around Lipoica because it's a little bit too far away, especially Prison Shelter and Mansion, which is sometimes a hard drop for a lot of these teams because they want to evade fights very early on. But again, this new split means that the point system is very different. It's 10 different points, or 10-point difference between the last season. So that's something to watch as well. So a lot of these teams will try to hard drop maybe in school, maybe in Rozok, to try and fight off very early on.
Right, agree also. We have seen this route yesterday. I think it was on Middle East, right? And the circle ended up on north side, so maybe exactly LTU, like LTU's position right there. So it's interesting how the first circle is gonna end. And we have our first teams landing on the ground and start loading.
Yep, hopefully there will be a lot of action very, very soon. And the circle's going to be half of it in military base, a lot of it in water, but they will be, the center of it will be the ferry pier, or where 3 teams are around there. IF's going towards Sanoska military base, so that's something to watch as well. But we're back on the top of Jojipo, where F2K is playing here, and they have free range around this place. SIM is very close nearby. There's Goose, but I don't think Goose is going to take this fight.
Yeah, and also we have NK with CRM both in the same sector, but also I think 9K is not going, like Boo is not going for those kills or wants any engagement.
Yeah, he's a little bit further again from his teammates. We saw this yesterday. A lot of spotters, or we call what was it that you called?
Scout.
The scout. Yeah, the scout is they kind of place one player a little bit further apart from the team so that he has a lot more information. And look at KBO though; he has 3 houses to look from, maybe 4 if he can get the other house as well. But he will be engaged upon. It looks like Replic has no or some inkling of where he is, and he's going to go in for the fight. He's going to try and loot up first. But I think this should be very, very fast action coming in.
Again, if you're just tuning in right now, we are on PUBG Mobile's North America fall split, and it's our first day, first game, and every team is basically just trying to warm up and trying to get a hold of how the other teams are going to play on this new point system.
Yeah, it's kind of a gauge. Again, the first map or the first day is usually a gauge where you kind of read about how the other teams are playing, get some more information before you kind of make a decision of how you want to play yourself or to maintain a pattern which you kind of certainly like, especially with these people or these teams who like to kind of loot houses that's further away from the towns, because then they get information of whether somebody's going to hot drop there, like KBO who's there as well. But it looks like Cream wants to go in for the fight, but now Team 9 is coming in for the fight as well. It's KBO to shoot first, drawing first blood. Kira will be dropped on his knees, and Replic is still inside the house. Kira cannot be safe, I don't think so. A nade comes flying out maybe from KBO. He wants to throw this grenade. It will be going in. Nope, it actually hits the tree, and it comes back out. KBO still wants to throw another one. He has a double grenade in his hands.
We can see the 9K teams flanking around and trying to get that kill, and we actually get our first knockdown.
Yep, it's actually another Cream player getting knocked down. Shido as well in a lot of trouble as Minwoo sprays him from behind. He will be dropped maybe. Nope, he's very low, but he will be very much alive. Cream now wiping the floor with Team 9, but Team 9 is just winning the fight altogether here.
Yep, and off the start, not too good for CRM, losing 2 players in the start, and also CRM is basically low health, but well, they got the thing to bandage themselves up if we don't have a crack right here.
Hopefully they don't, but again, that's a very good start for Team 9, wiping the floor with the other teams and then just kind of getting the 2 kills before getting the whole compound to themselves. Very good early kills, very good loot as well, because they just started looting the house. So that's very early points for the team. But already, if you look at the teams, there's only 15 teams on the board. So that means that a team has been eliminated very early on.
And after that, so right now we have the circle basically on the south side of the island. We are going to see some bridge campus for sure, especially like teams like Tempo, which love camping.
Yep, Tempo Storm might be just gatekeeping towards the bridge, just holding off a couple of teams from crossing it. But there is only Tempo Storm right now in Sonoska military base, so I don't think they'll be there for very long because they don't have any information of where the other teams are. We have IF on the other side of the Sonoska military base near Novo Poirier, but I don't think, again, they're going to cross towards the western side of the island.
Again, we have IGN on, basically they're on the farthest side they can get on this map right now, except LTI. And they got 2 vehicles. Okay, they're geared up. They're ready for fight.
Yep, Ignite looks like they have looted up and, as you said, ready for a fight, but no fight is coming in there. Zarki a bit further away from everybody else, or really further away from everybody else, as F2K is the closest to them, but they're near Georgopol. So some of these teams right now, they think they're trying to, again, gauge how the game is being played for this region, so they kind of just want to get information rather than fight very early on, except for Team 9 though. Team 9 just wanted to go in guns blazing against Cream, and that's exactly what happened. So SSG will be left to their own devices against or in their scenario Polonaya, so they will not be fighting anytime soon. F2K though does spot out a couple of players coming in from Sim. They will be shot upon. Is Goose in a lot of trouble? He will be dropped very, very low here, but Coyote still very much insane here with the VSS, just peppering Goose with the shots.
We've seen so many plays from North America. North America just loves VSS.
Yeah, but right now Team 9 still trying to fight SVH right now. They are in a lot of trouble because they're getting pushed back. SVH maybe have, Team 9 may have just lost a couple of players here, but they are getting pushed in by SVH. So Savage Hearts, if I'm not mistaken, are now pushing in. They know where Team 9 is. KBO is still hiding inside the house. Salty Bay wants to go and push for it. As you can see on the right side of the map, or the right side of the house, they are in one compound. Team 9 are just trying to fall back, but Seal and KBO are in a lot of trouble here because Hot Jukes wants to go in for the fight, but Hot Jukes is in a lot of trouble and are getting peppered with bullets by KBO as well. And from the side, Salty Bay coming in, but KBO somehow gets dropped. Right now, Hot Jukes will have to try and support. And after KBO getting dropped, they want to get more kills or more knocks here, but the house is blocking them from getting the shot onto Seal and Minwoo.
Right, so not a good start for Team 9 because they already lost 1 player in the beginning, and look like KBO is gonna also get taken down pretty soon because his teammate is just like giving up, right?
Yep.
So Team 9 is just gonna go for displacement mode.
Yeah, I think so as well, because they're going to cut their losses, just leave that player there and just kind of go in from home. It looks like they want to try and fight a game maybe. Minwoo, not maybe the ideal situation for you to go in for the fight, but it looks like he wants to try and rescue KBO because KBO is still knocked, but still on the ground. Seal is the only one that's left on the team, if not mistaken, is Minwoo as well. So I think, okay, they're already picking it up. It's only KBO who has been dropped. And they should be able to pick him up with Mimu coming back in. But I'm not too sure why the other teams just do not just rain hell on them and just go in for the fight. Savage Hearts, they're playing very passive here. Just, again, not a lot of information for them to go on. So they do not want to take this fight. But Savage Hearts, I think they should take this fight because after dropping KBO was just behind one rock. They should have just engaged upon him and committed to the fight.
But, well, like SVH right now has the upper position, but it's not a great time to be in engagement right now because you have basically 3 teams around this area. So if you want to play that game, you're easily caught up by third parties. So maybe a better choice to just back off. Yeah,
as you say that, we are looking at Euphoria and Tempo Storm as well, who are very close to the bridge and bridge camping right now, or gatekeeping that bridge. But as you can see, C9 is around the area as well. We have a lot of them just trying to cross into the Sonoska military base because this might possibly be a Sonoska military base ending, which will be very fun to watch. But F2K will have a lot of ground to cover for them to get back into the circle.
We have a lot of teams trying to get across the circle just by simply swimming. SM taking some blues right here, only having they're good on items. They can play for about they can hold it off for 2 minutes, but they are pretty far away They're pretty far away.
They're pretty far away. They need a vehicle to just kind of get back to the circle, but right now they're just trying to find more mech kits or first aids to just kind of sustain themselves to get into the circles, right?
Yes, items. Georgia Pool is a pretty far distance. It's not gonna end up too well for them because you're gonna be late for the party. You don't have the information. You don't know what's going on near circle, so it can just easily go very wrong for Team F2K.
Yeah, it could go bonkers very, very soon. But SSG though, trying to cross the bridge, ABS on the other side, and they're trying to pepper him with bullets as well. But Taps is not firing back. But he's all alone here. He's dropped to very, very low. Just one more hit, he will be going down. But Taps still survives for the meantime, runs away and jumps into the water. Will be able to survive for the meantime. But where can he go from here? And they know where he's at. They're looking into the water to check whether he's there. But for the meantime, he's pretty much safe. It's Beast down there in the water as well. Taps is there very, very low still. And the circle's coming into him. He has to escape here. He will be able to heal off. Maybe, nope, there's no grounds there for him to heal off. So Taps will be dying in the water, I think, pretty soon.
Depends, like if his teammates can come around, flank them, give him an opportunity like just to survive, maybe, but it's a smarter play like just to move along because bridge is a pretty dangerous place to stick around. Like we have AVX, ABS, James, all crossing the river by water, by swimming, I guess, and James is like chilling. Like, I don't want to be seen.
They're all trying to swim back again. Sonoska military base is one of the endings that's really hard because you have to cross so much ground to get back towards the circle. So that's one of the problems that's persisting because a lot of teams can just gatekeep a lot of these areas to kind of hold these teams from crossing into the circle because there's so much ground in between them and Sonoska military base. So that's something they have to watch. And now ABS Hector will be driving around, will be picking up his teammates. They're close towards the ferry pier, so I think they should be able to double back to the Sonoska military base if they want to, but they don't have to rotate just yet.
Yeah, that was some crazy taxi driving from ABS.
Yep, back to C9 and Tempo Storm, quite close towards each other, but they don't have to fight. Again, they don't have to fight. There's still 15 teams left on the board, so everybody's just on edge right now, but they don't want to fight. They try not to fight, but if it happens, they will be ready for it.
Yeah, of course, like it's already like 12 minutes into the game, and we still have 15 teams alive, and nobody wants to be the first team to get eliminated.
So yeah, that's at the back of their minds, right? You don't want to be the first team eliminated. Whatever it is, you want to try and sustain as long as possible. That's an MK14 drop in the water where KBO will be able to retrieve it. He's on his way there right now. So Team 9 will be able to have the MK14 if they want to, but rather I say the military vest and the level 3 helmet. That's the one that they're looking for, right?
Yep, that's gonna help. That's slightly like 20% or 50% chance may just give them an upper advantage on dueling.
Yep, hopefully so, as KBO picks it up. I mean, KBO is one of the teams or one of the players which has survived for the longest time. They were engaging very early on against, I can't for the life of me remember. Yeah, he got knocked down twice, but somehow still survived with Mingwu's kind of rescuing him there. So the three of them still very much alive. Still, I'm not too sure where he is. I think he's by the beach. Or, he's in the water on towards KBO's left. So three of them still very much alive here with 2 kills in for themselves. But I know again, the circle's moving towards the Sonoska military base, towards the eastern side of the island. So they have to track back. Again, some of these teams have to track back from ruins, from Gatka. That's a long way to get back into the circle where teams can just gatekeep around the edge of the Sonoska military base, and they will have a lot of trouble, especially for the swimmers.
Especially for like, basically we have right now a gatekeep for bridges, and we have a beach keep, like coast guards.
Yeah.
Just waiting for everyone to come and pick up those kills. That's gonna be easy kills if you are late for the party. But it depends if the inner side here, or let's say the south teams, which are in the southern part, could give a little bit help, like sandwiching teams who are in the coast guards. Which are the coast guards, sorry about that.
Yeah, but wherever it is, as you can see, C9, SSG, everybody's in the circle as well. They have prime position inside the Sonoska military base as FVH are now engaging here onto Team 9, and Team 9 gets eliminated here. I think they are out. Yep, they are out. Team 9 are finally out. We're swimming around, and finally they were caught by SVH. Savage Hearts will be able to pick that up. That was a very long engagement because Savage Hearts was the one that was fighting with them very early on, and somehow they found Team 9 as well in the waters.
Who started? Who overs it?
That's right.
That's right. So they should be able to keep this place a little bit, but you can see Marshy is basically knocked down, but his teammates is going to try to revive him. It's doable. It's doable. Completely doable. They are going to have to do that as well.
Yeah, Sim right now getting erupted upon by Euphoria mids. He's going to go in for the shot. Iris is running towards his right side. He sees him spraying down with that UMP. Russell is there providing support as a providing cover fire against mids. So mids has to be careful here. Does he want to take his engagement because Russell's going to try and flank around him? Right now he's going to try and track all the way from the right side or the eastern side to try and get around these players. So Euphoria might be in a lot of trouble here, but somehow they're still very much alive here, although they are front to back or front to front against each other. As Sim goes spraying down, will be able to take down mids. Finally, one down for the side of Euphoria. There's a couple more players right beside him, so Sim, I think, should be able to take this fight.
Agree. And on top of that, we have right now we have 2 teams on the south side, 3 teams on the northern side, and 2 teams on west side, and another 2 on
somewhere. The tongue twister for Mr. AJ there. So okay, Sim fighting with Euphoria here. Nagasaki right behind the rocks. I think they will try to engage here, but again, they are in a safe position. They don't have to engage. And the circle's moving towards the eastern side, so they have to track a very long way back towards the circle. So they have to be careful here because Sim will be in their way. And Sim will try to gatekeep against Nagasaki here and stop him from trying to cross. But ABS here against Tempo Storm, it looks like they will be fighting very, very soon as Hector just hiding by the beach. But nobody in his sights just yet.
Yeah, like they only have 2 mana left, so they're gonna go they have no kills right now, so they're gonna go for those placement teams. They want to avoid every fight they can and trying to sneak into the first place.
That's VX. I think, oh, nice shot from him. We'll be able to take down Felix with Maru there with a Scar L and just shooting from the far. We'll be able to get down Felix. I think Felix is going to try and hide behind the tree where XD is right there to provide support. He will be able to pick him up, I think. Tempo Storm here against Spacestation Gaming, very close towards each other. Angry there against Spec, but Spec's running the hell out of there. He doesn't want to take this fight at all, but you can see Nico on the right side try and provide some suppressing fire against Spacestation Gaming. And Spec, though, trying to go for the flank. Juicy all around, just playing around this place. So they have to be careful here. This is a very, very tough spot for SSG and Tempo Storm because both of them are just close to each other and just at the edge of the circle. As SSG Angry gets taken out, Juicy is left to his own devices throughout this area of the map. So I think he's going to try and regroup and maybe run away from there. But they are in the circle, so they don't have to track far.
So right now we're on to the 4th circle, and still we have 11 teams alive. So basically every team are trying to avoid as much as fight they can. We're pretty good shot from X-Train. That was 2 shots in a row.
Yep, 2 shots in a row, but can he get the 3rd shot though? That's the question, right? That's very hard to get the 3rd shot. AVX, Avapxia, I think will be fighting with Spacestation Gaming for the meantime with Beach with the M24 in hand, looking for a fight, but he will not find it as Killer is hiding behind the trees. But Tempo Storm will be able to find down Sim Russell, will be able to take him down for the meantime. He's getting knocked. But Goose is coming from behind as well. They should be able to provide some suppressing fire against Chica here. They know where he's at, but they should be able to retrieve their teammate as well.
Tempo right now, they're just trying to, let's say, weaken the other teams. They're not going for a full-on fight because their teams are basically separated onto north side and south side, just making sure they don't get sandwiched, pushing back teams that want to come to their position or take their position. They're basically in a pretty good position, but they need to defend it down, and it's gonna be hard because there's 3 teams. Team number 4, which is Team SSG, our last season's champions. Yeah. So it's gonna be a little bit hard, and we see Tempo picking up some kills.
Yep. Ace Green with the M24 does a lot of damage. We'll be able to take a couple of players down, as Goose will be taken out from the side of Simplicity as well. So Tempo is doing pretty fine here, as IGN will be fighting off with C9. Again, C9 is a fairly new team in terms of they brought in a couple of players from Nova Esports to join their ranks, and now they are a new organization in the PUBG Mobile world. As you can see, the circle is actually moving towards the southern side of the Sonoska military base, and a couple of these teams will have to track back. But C9 though in prime position to get back into to the circle, but Tempo Storm has been in the circle for the longest time here. Every single time the circle has been on their side.
Yeah, so far so good, so lucky right now for them. So they're gonna try to keep their position. On the other side, we have IGN, which also have been in the circle for quite long, securing the southern side of the circle and making sure no one takes the space. So again, right now every team is avoiding any engagement as they can. Like if teams go around, like if we're like 6 teams or 5 teams left, we will see the kills coming in fast because top 5 placement point isn't that much a difference with kills.
Definitely, most definitely. But right now, Tempo Storm might be in a lot of trouble here because a couple of teams are converging onto them. As you can see, a couple of on the minimap, there's teams that are all around them. But so far right now, they're still pretty much alive. They haven't lost any play, but F2K comes raining in. I think they want to take this fight. F2K coming in for the fight. Spec will duck and cover here, but Bricks or Brox shooting back on towards Rain. Rain will be able to survive for the meantime, shooting back as well. And it looks like they will be able to drop one. A couple of players. Brox will be dropped on his knees. Hector is right behind him, but will not be able to provide support. Instead, it's Meme quite close towards him, but he will be able to just back off from there. But F2K, from afar, it's Meme to get the shot in. Will be able to take down one player. As Chica again, Tempo Storm looking pretty good here in the circle.
But not too good, right? Tempo Storm did a pretty good execution right there. They knew there was another team right there. They needed to make a decision. Either go east side or west side. Either way they wanted to go, they needed to clean one team out, or else it wasn't gonna end up well for them.
This is a very, very dangerous circle because there's still 8 teams alive. So you have to kind of look around you so you might not get flanked by another team or get third party while you're fighting one team. So that's exactly something that Tempo Storm has to watch for because they are in prime position to get this winner chicken dinner because they've been in the circle for the longest time. But a lot of this team has tracked down in towards the circle and they are surrounding them. So Tempo Storm still very much alive here on top of this hill. But as you can see, there's a lot of teams around that, especially LTU, which is close by. And SSG across them. You can see ABS on the other side as well. So these are the teams that you have to watch for because they are on the northern side of the circle as we are going to watch the circle move to a C9 now. So C9 is in prime position to win this game. Suddenly things have turned upside their head.
Yeah, and this is gonna end. This is gonna be dirty pretty fast. It's gonna get bloody so fast. So every team after 30 seconds they are going to try to get in that circles. But we have 5 teams on the northern side of circle, but the circle is basically southwest, and C9 luckily in a good position, but it's gonna hurt. Someone's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, someone's going to get hurt real bad, as Russell Peters once said. So I think some of the things that will happen is that Tempo Storm might just strike back into SSG and then get a sandwich between LTU and ABS. That's one of the things that will happen as LTU gets dropped one of their players there. As Chica trying to push in, it looks like he wants to go in for the fight. Karma does get a kill off screen onto one of the players from IGN. So I think that's something to look forward to as well. There's a lot of fights happening all around, but it's Rain to kind of just push in here. They're trying to track around or play the circle sweep, play around the circle to get back themselves into the safer side.
Yeah, that was like basically a bet. Like they were like, let's just roll the dice. We don't like our odds over here. Let's just roll the dice and see what we get on the other side of the circle. Because they have 3 teams surrounded. Like if you want to fight that, you 100% are gonna lose someone on that fight.
But right now they are in a lot of trouble as well. Although they track back to a safe position, that was a gamble. But 3 players right now getting dropped on the side of Tempo by C9 just wiping the floor with an AVX. Tempo's straight away going for the prone to try and hide himself. But Tempo Storm has lost 3 players very, very fast as he gets sandwiched by C9 and ATX. So this is a lot of trouble for them. They're going to lose a couple more players. Nico gets dropped as well. That's the whole team. Tempo Storm are wiped out. That's what I said. They have to track back in, but they're going to get sandwiched very early on. As soon as they reach the place, C9 was there to provide a lot of fire and to get themselves all those kills.
So, like, there's a little bit lock on Cloud9, like Circle being underside. But right now, I believe it's IFK, right? IF Team F, right? If they have a better position right now, because first Cloud9 are in the half, right? But they're on basically southeast of the map, so no one will actually go fight with them because yeah, that's basically a space spot for them. Yeah. There's trees for them, and there's gonna be just like they can easily sneak into the third place.
Yeah, this is very good because C9 has a circle in their favor, and they're the only one in this whole circle that has a compound to work with. SSG right now wiping the floor with C9 as C9 Beowulf, one of the addition for Nova Esports, just getting the kills onto IF as well. SSG in a lot of trouble right now against SSF as well. So it is a three-way rumble for these teams, or a Mexican standoff, where C9, IF, and of course one more team I keep forgetting, is inside the circle just fighting it off. There's three more teams, see very much alive. AVX on the other side.
AVX starting off not too good in the early times because they lost 2 mans, but sneaking their way into the 3rd place. So far so good for them, not avoiding every fight, trying to get those placement points in.
Yeah, Avapxia looks like they will be able to fight this off, but there's 3 teams that's left. This is our last stand for a lot of these teams, or all of these 3 teams, because they're converging closer and closer to each other. Look at Chris though, wants to play a little bit more aggressive though. He gets inside the car, he's still very much alive, but he jumps out. He's getting shot upon Chris. His car blows up, going for the energy drink, boosting himself back up first, but they know where he's at. He's uneven there, looking for him, as Chris will be able to hide down behind the trees for now. But again, this is a Mexican standoff. They're all fighting against each other. AVX still very much alive, but they're proning in behind kind of a rock formation there. C9 still in prime position, has the only compound in the circle right now, but right now the circle has moved up towards the north. They have to escape, or they have to get out of the house, but IF is on their right, AVX is on their left. They have to be careful here.
Like Cloud9 are in a decision either to go right or to go left. Like every position they go, they're gonna encounter a team, but they know AVX is on the left side because Purple Team, I believe, just got taken down by them.
Yep, still 3 teams very much alive. AVX just right now getting shot upon. Mauro is all alone. There is Shira to try and provide support. Perdices is there. They will be able to knock the AVX players down and out of the match. AVX is out at 3rd, leaving IF and C9 still very much alive. Infinex Gaming, if I'm not mistaken, right now still very much alive here. They have 3 players strong, and they should be able to take this fight against C9, but Broad is on the side. You can see Beowulf there on the bottom right side of the map. He will be shot upon as well. Perdices gets dropped, Uneven gets dropped as well. IF looking very, very good here. They should be able to get the swim because they have 3 players strong. There's only 1 player left. It's Uneven all alone as Karma pushes in as well. Uneven in a lot of trouble here as IF pushing in 3 men strong again. They look prime and ready to get this winner chicken dinner.
Right, it's a 1v3 again. We've seen some great plays, 1v3 scenarios. He's trying to get that mid kill in. He's basically
Simple. I'm not too sure what happened there. He was trying to heal himself back up. The blue ate him alive. Uneven here shooting him to try and get some more points, but he's in a lot of trouble. Uneven himself because the 3 player converging onto him. He has to be careful here as IF comes rolling through. He's the only one that's alive. 1v2 situation. Couple of more IF players trying to heal up and trying to take their boost before they take this fight, trying to even up the scores or even up the playing field against Uneven, which is making the field uneven.
So right now, actually, like Uneven is basically in the circle, so no hurries for him. He's just gonna hold up. But it's the harder choice for F that how they're gonna coordinate and how they're gonna play this. Are they going to flank? We see items coming in from Cloud9, and it's basically on to Uneven and Karma and Chris.
Yep, Chris is... I'm not too sure where Chris is. He's trying to provide support from our suppressing fire from the back, but it's Karma to shoot first. Uneven is there, very much still alive behind the trees. He doesn't know how to take this engagement, just wants to survive for the meantime because he knows there's a couple of players right in front of him. But it's Karma to push in. He wants to go in for the fight, but Karma might be... Wait now, one more they get you. Uneven gets a 1v1 situation here after getting the kill, but he's still hiding behind the trees. See someone survives here. Uneven going in for the fight. We'll be able to get it. No, it's IF to win it at the end. The winner chicken dinner going to Infinex Gaming for the start of it. First game, what a first game it is, AJ.
So we have IF getting basically 10 kills on the first game. 10 kills means 10 points, plus 20 placement points. That makes them 30. Cloud9 ended up on 4th place with 16 points. That makes also 10 points. So you see, it's not a bit, like it's not a lot, especially on team like if you're numbers 2 or numbers 3, because you see number 3 has basically 8 kills. They're gonna catch up to those placement points because of the system. But getting a lot of kills and finishing off getting the winner chicken, basically gonna give an upper hand for Team IF.
Yep, so we will be going to a short break. When we return, there will be more action here from the PMCO.
PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. Anytime, anywhere, there is a better choice. PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. A quick game for those short breaks. There is a better choice. PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. Endless respawn, endless fun. There is a better choice.
Welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Cloud Open 2019 Fall Split North American Group Stages. So it has been a fun game for the first time. I'm Win, and of course I'm joined by AJ. We are friendly neighborhood casters for the day. And AJ, what the heck did we just witness in the first game?
So basically, like, everybody was playing not too aggressive. Like, it's not what we expected and being seen on the other regions. So basically, right now, North American teams are basically trying to get those placement points. Again, this season we have a little difference on our placement points because before the chicken dinner, like first place, it had 30 placement points, but now it's brought down to 20. And the second place is like 14 placement points. So if you get 6 kills and end up second place, you basically 2 points or 3 points away from the first place. So it basically encouraged teams which end up top 5 to kill more in the ending, not in the beginning. Because if you fight on early on, you're gonna like lose some players, and it's not gonna end well in the end fight.
I think a couple of the teams like 9K, I think, Team 9 and Savage Hearts, they were fighting very early on, but they kept losing players very early on as well. Then I think KBO got knocked twice, so that was one of the few teams that was fighting very early on. So what happened to the numbers at the end of that game?
Yeah, so Infinex Gaming, which had the chicken in the last night, they end up getting 10 kills and ending first place, which is 20 points, a total of 30 points. We have Cloud9 only getting 4 kills, not much kills, but also getting on to the second place, which is 14. 14 plus 4 points is 18 points. And we have third place, Avapxia Gaming, which at the start they didn't have a good start. They were only like, they were cut off to 2 players, but they sneaked their way into the third place and getting those like placement points, which is 10 points, and getting some kills, actually getting 8 kills. So it makes them 18 points in the end. So not a rough start, a good a good comeback, I can say.
Yeah, that's
from so it was basically pretty good, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good. But I think the biggest story is the C9 and Tempo Storm. They were in the circle for most of the time, but somehow they lost the bigger fights, especially Tempo Storm. As soon as it starts playing the circle sweep around the circle, and it's coming into the white circle where C9 was in it, and straight away they got sandwiched very early on. So I think that's one of the problems that was happening right there and then. So if you are enjoying the stream, do remember to hit that subscribe button and follow the PUBG Mobile Esports YouTube channel, where there is 6 regions being played throughout the week, and there's more action coming in from the PUBG Mobile Esports world.
Also, if you're just turning in and enjoy PUBG Mobile, you can just simply go on Google Play Store or App Store, download the game, and get started.
It's very easy. It's just easy as that. So if you are getting fans, or if you just new fans into the game, that's how you get the game. And of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and follow the YouTube channel for more action here at the PUBG Mobile Esports World. But again, I think the biggest story right now is Tempo Storm and C9. Although they got the circle, somehow they fumbled up. And it goes to show that although you're in the circle, it's not that much safer.
Right, just like you say. So we got C9, which is newly joining into PUBG Mobile North America, right? So basically they got 2 members from No One, and they got pretty good start, I believe. Like, it is a pretty good start for a fresh team coming in, but it was a little bit bad luck for Tempo because they got sandwiched a lot. And they rolled the dice and didn't end up quite their way.
Yeah, of course, they got the circle, but the same thing persists. If you are in the middle of the circle, everybody's going to converge onto that point. So that's exactly what's going to happen, right? If you are in the middle, right smack in the middle of the circle, all these teams are going to converge around you, and you're going to get sandwiched very early on. So how are you going to sustain the circle unless you have the high ground, or you have a compound like C9 did? They were the only team that had a compound in the whole entirety of the circle that was in the Sonoska military base, because it was towards the eastern side, and there was only one compound there.
Yeah. Agreed. So basically, what's our next map?
I think it should be Sanhok, so there should be Sanhok after this.
Right, Sanhok being the smallest map in this game, and the new point system which encouraged players to kill, it's going to be, we can see some kills coming in pretty fast on this map.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of it. So Sanhok will be our second map of the day. This is the North American qualifiers, or the North American group stages, and we are in Sanhok for the second map. As AJ just said, there should be a lot of fights here, because this is the smallest map among the roster of 4 maps that is being played here or will be played here at the PMCO. So I think that's one of the things that you have to watch for. I think that we will be seeing a lot of action very early on, especially the hot drops with some of these points. So that will be happening very, very soon, especially at Bootcamp and Paradise Resort, where it's a hotspot for a lot of these teams, where they want to try and going for the fight. Some of these teams, especially as soon as they drop into Sanhok, they want to fight.
Yeah.
Right.
And another part is like North American teams basically know how the other teams play. So basically, they know the way the other teams play. So right now, everybody still wants those placement teams. So we're not gonna see a lot of action early on in the game, but we're gonna see a lot of action in the midterm and ending. And we see the circles in is basically south side of our entire Manhunt.
Yep. So I think a lot of these teams they're not going to have to track out that far off, especially the teams like Tempo Storm, as C9. I think they're kind of like at the edge of the circle, so they should be going in very, very soon. As LTU right now hunting for a couple of teams that's nearby. There's IF, a team who won the winner chicken dinner in the last round, Infinex Gaming. So they are in a bit of trouble, maybe. Could be, should be. It's SSG who's running on into Simple here. Beach, I'm not too sure what he's doing there. Might not be able, or he might not be equipped to fight this. He has a pistol or a UMP in hand, so he wants to go in for the fight. Maybe no, he gets onto the bike. Oh, he sneaks away back onto ground, and using the first aid kit, he will be able to heal up. But he's getting fired upon from all angles. Simple is there, providing a lot of suppressing fire. Now he gets onto the bike, and Beach, that was a big mistake. Shouldn't have got onto the bike because he will be shot upon by Simple. I think he was kind of just gunning or thinking that because he got on the bike, he might not commit to the fight. But Beach was right there to kind of get those kills. And then SSG losing a play. Sorry, Beach was there to die after getting off and on the bike. Yep. And then just SSG losing a play very early on.
Look, that's basically like if you get this situation right now, you don't want to play it anymore. You want to play safe. You want those placement pins. Like losing a member that early on the game, it's not a good situation for them. And for Infinite Gaming, like that's a good start for them, getting first place.
Very good start, getting the first blood, and Diagm and IF again very close towards each other, as IF, our winner of the last match, looks like they want to start to lower the gears a little bit, kind of slow things down, maybe not be a little bit too jumpy in the Sanhok map, because this is one of the bigger maps where it's very easy for you to get flanked, because there's not a lot of hills, but the hills have eyes, Once you reach up there, it's very easy for you to get vantage point, because there's a lot of nooks and crannies around the map, but once you get on top of the high grounds, it's very easy for you to get a bird's eye view of the situation right now. SSG, again, losing Beach very early on, so that's problematic for them, but SVH right now having free reigns here, they will be able to load up as much as they want.
Agree. So we have all the teams right now all over the map trying to look something up. Nothing is really going on. So basically we got teams on Bravo Cam, we got teams on Charlie Cam, we got Delta Cam, and also we got some boot camps. And we can see some firefighting happening over here, but not much, because like both teams don't want any real deal. Just trying to like weaken the other teams, maybe get down once, get the scores. That's all.
Yeah, but Infinex Gaming are on a high after getting that first winner in the chicken, and wants to go in for a little bit more fights. Sitting at boot camp here is ideal for them because nobody's there, so they can load up for the most of the time. I think they can just play it very, very safe here. Circle's not moved in just yet, so I think for the meantime they'll be pretty happy just sitting here, looting around and just not taking fights, because they got the first winner in the chicken dinner, so they got the placement points and they got the kill points as well.
Yes.
So they don't have to rush in to go in for the fight. I know we are back at Paradise. I think C9 is there all alone. So AVX is quite close to them. Beowulf is scouting on the outside of the compound. AVX is around it. Killer might be shot upon here as Beowulf is just gunning for him. But AVF should be able to escape here scot-free as Killer is there. Got shot a little bit, but should be safe here.
So this is a totally different map. So it's smaller, right? But it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as a hotspot. You get loot everywhere.
That's
so
true.
It doesn't matter like where you land. It just matters to land safely and get those loots in the early on games, and try not to die in the beginning, because it's not gonna give you a lot of impetus. It's a small map, and in end game or in the mid game, you're gonna see a lot of firefight goes in. You need those players to hold your line. If you got one less, it's harder to hold those lines for yourself.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely. I think you are totally right. They're hitting the nail in the coffin. Some of these teams, sometimes they want to take a very early fight, but losing a player means that at the end of the edge, similar to what happened to C9 and
Yes.
IF, right? They lost a player very early on, and then when they,
Yes.
sorry, not C9, just IF,
Yeah.
they lost a player very early on, and then they came into the circle. Albeit they won the game, but
It
they
was a
lost.
close call. It
Yeah,
was a close call. Like C9 had 4 players on set. Like they were in the upper hand. They had the house. They were camping. The circle basically was on their side. So they had the upper hand. So if you have one more player, you can flank a little bit. You can go further, and you get more chances and you get more opportunity to go with the play. So you lose one, that's not worth it if you want to win or get into in tournament.
Yep, you're totally right. 6 angry men here around AVX as well. Again, they're not trying to fight right now. They're trying to track and get a little bit more ground, a little bit more vantage point. So they're trying to find a hill where they can stack up and just kind of play around. But right now, so far, none of them have the best placement or the best positioning.
Yeah.
Because the hills are kind of low here.
So AVX basically had 8 kills last round, so we can know that they can kill somebody, they can shoot, they can aim, they can go for the kills, but they end up 3rd place on last map. So because on the last map, basically they had 2 personnels, like we said, cut off early on in the game, so they basically had to sneak their way into the final. So maybe try not to fight so early in this game, like trying to keep those members up and making to the end game this time.
Yeah, that's definitely something that they have to watch. But near ruins here, ABS is quite close towards IGN. But Ignite, though, it looks like they don't want to take this fight, whereas ABS is quite close to them, but they are split. Hector's a little bit further behind. James is further behind Hector as well. So I don't think they want to commit to this fight, but right now they're pushing in on the other side. So they're not committing to this fight. So again, as you said, you are right. They do not want to take this fight. But Tapso gets stabbed upon by IGN. As I say that, suddenly IGN is just firing on all cylinders. Stats gets dropped. Cream has taken out another play from the AVX squad as well. So ABS right now just fighting against IGN. What is going to happen here? I think they're still trying to play it a little bit more passive. They do not want to commit too much to the fight because they do not have any information around where the place from ABS is, as Ignite will be able to just hide inside this compound for the meantime.
Again, it's just been 8 minutes, and the first circle isn't even there yet. So you don't want to be playing too aggressive. You want to play passive, get much information you can. Know if you're gonna be joined by 3rd party, try to be the 3rd party, right? So getting information in the early on games, it's so important that some teams sometimes just don't get it. Sometimes,
but not all the time. Sometimes it's a good decision when you drop one player but you get 4 kills and then you get a lot more ground, especially like you get a compound to yourself. So that's something to look forward to as well if you have the compound.
So it's totally different. Like if you end up on top 5, you drop a team and you lose 1 player. So that's basically getting 4 kills and getting normally like at least 4 more position placement points, right?
Yeah.
So it's worth it in the end game, but in the early on games, all right, you lose 1 player and you get only 1 placement points extra for eliminating. So it's not worth it in the early on games. So every team is trying to get and to be in the end game, then try to duel it out, then try to kill, knock somebody down, take something, eliminating other players. So right now we have AVX and CRM a little bit close, but I think there's no way there's going to be engagement with them because they're both in the circle. They don't need to move a lot. They just need to camp.
Yep, they have the houses that to do so they are camping for the meantime, just kind of gatekeeping around this corner or around this junction of the road, so to just watch out for people moving around them. But right now, Team 9 against LTU, looks like they're very close towards each other, but LTU, though, I think this is Latino something. I keep Latino United.
Yeah,
right.
Team United.
something. That's not right.
Right,
So
that's
Latino
not right.
United. So they're quite close towards Team 9. Not too sure if they want to fight this. Again, most of these teams looks like they don't want to fight. We thought that after the point changes that they will be trying to fight very early on, but that's not the case at all. This is very, very different from what happened with the Middle Eastern region yesterday, where a lot of them just kind of tried to fight
Yeah,
very early
also
on.
wild card, right? Also wild card like to prefer to getting those early on kills, and it was pretty fast with like wild cards and Middle East, but it's not the same like thing with North America. Like I prefer the way North Americans play because like it's smarter, right? You need those placement points. Like kills important, placement points also important. Like you can't say, I'm just gonna go for the kills. Like I don't need points. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
You definitely need that, because if you just tune in, the point system has changed. For winner chicken dinner, you will get 20 points this season, this split, because last season it was 30 points, so it was kind of hard for the teams that was in the middle of the table to kind of catch back up with the people at the top.
Yeah.
So right now it makes it a little bit easier, makes it leveraging the playing field for a lot of these teams that at the bottom half of the table.
Yeah, and that's true. So basically, we have our second circle coming in. It's basically is going to end up south side of the whole map, and every team is just like basically we see, except SIMG Sim are not in the circle, but you can count them as the circle. Everybody is in the circle. We're not gonna see much of an action here in the circle because everybody is like in the circle and. Yeah, we're not gonna get any counters, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to try and fight, but C9 is very close towards ABS, so Ambush is right there still, but they haven't fought just yet. We're looking at the M right now in the compound as well. Team 9 above them. Again, these teams are just looking for high ground where they can just stay there for a while, not really compete for the high ground, and just stay there for the meantime.
Right, getting high grounds, getting more information for your team. It's basically how you can keep your team alive and making into the top 5. So again, Team 9 had a bad start on last round. They lose two players in the beginning, but tried to sneak their way into the top 5, but they got shut down while crossing the river. So this round, they're playing a little bit
like a little bit slower this level. But IF right now, Infinex Gaming is trying to fight their way through this team. It will be AVX, but it's simple to push out down first, very close towards AVX's side, and they should be able to get this kill. Sorry, the player inside should be able to get this kill if Simple jumps in, but instead he's going to jump back out, plays it a little bit more safer here behind the wall. But the nades come raining in towards AVX, but it's actually a smoke. They're buying a little bit more time. Simple's going to try and throw that grenade in, but it will not connect. Actually, he jumped out the window here. And
he got a lot of damage on him.
Yeah, Moro gets dropped very low there.
So right now, Infinex Gaming makes... sorry, not Infinex Gaming. sorry, it is Infinex Gaming.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is Infinex Gaming. So Infinex Gaming, like, basically, they got the first kill on the map for first playing, and they got a chicken deal in last round, and they're going for the kills. That's one. They didn't see Tempstone right there, but Tempstone gets duel out. The duels are winning and jumping out. That's a great play from there. And they're gonna try to drive it, and that's it. That's it for AVX.
AVX gets eliminated very early on. This is exactly not what happened in the first game where AVX spotted themselves the third placement point. But this time around, they get wiped by IF very early on. They were quite close to each other there. They had to fight. There was no way that Infinex Gaming could just let AVX pass because they were in one compound. They could have gotten the skills. So why not commit, right? Commit for the skills.
If you commit, right, you just commit, like you just go for it. Like if you go for it, you lose someone, but you get the higher ground. It's gonna be easier later on for your decision making. But if you like stall it, and when you want to fight them, you may get easily third party. So basically a good strategy and just committing to the game. So perfect.
Yeah, Groza's dropped inside the air loot. So Team 9 is quite close to it. It's Minwoo quite close to the airdrop, but I don't think he wants to commit to this airdrop because DM is quite close to them. So I think this is one of the things that they have to be careful with, is that sometimes there's a lot of people watching you, especially in this small map, right? You can be, Omen Elite, they can somehow just fight their way back into the air loot and just get those kills against Team 9 as well. So they have to be careful here going for the air loot.
Yes, I totally agree. So right now, Team Infinex has another, like, they already have 5 kills coming in. They start off with 1 and just eliminated another team. That's 5 kills, ending with 35 points in total. So far, like, they're dominating right now. But like if they keep on like taking fights and keep engaging, it's not ideal for them because you don't want to fight too much. Like every time you go for a fight, you're taking chances, right? And if you want to keep your score up, test less chances.
Yeah, especially if you fight very early on, as you said, they don't have a lot of resources to expand. Sometimes you don't have the first aids to kind of sustain you through the fight. So maybe you do not want to take those fights altogether. Maybe just loot up a little bit and then just escape from there. Find yourself some high ground and just wait it out. Because sometimes when you fight very early on and you don't have the resources, you can lose players very fast. Because this players that will be picked up after getting knocked will not have any healing items whatsoever.
Yeah, totally agree. So once again, if you're just turning in, this is PMCO North America Fall Split, and this is our day 1 and match 2. If you like the game, just go download it, or you can just stick around, watch a little bit, have some fun.
Yep, and of course, remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel PUBG Mobile Esports to make sure you get notifications on when the games go online, because there are 6 regions being played here: Middle Eastern, South America. There's a lot of regions being played, so there's a lot of action here from the PUBG Mobile Esports YouTube channel. So again, if you guys just tune in, do subscribe and do follow the page to make sure that you get notifications when the game goes live. Right now, it's Infinex Gaming firing towards Euphoria, and Euphoria is in a compound of their own, and IF just watching around here to make sure that nobody's flanking around them, and they have a compound to their own as well, so it means that they do not have to fight. If they want to, they can, but they don't have to fight.
Yeah. So Infinite Gaming is trying just try to disable other teams' vehicle, giving them less play of a choice to go with. So that's a smart play. Like play less, like you get less chances, and you know how to play the game. So good call from Infinite Games, and we got IGN, IGN exactly, IGN right here on the circle, but they don't know there is a team right on their left side.
Yep, SSC is right there, and that's the spray down, as you said. IGN Quip gets dropped very fast, and now they have to fight or they want to commit, but it's Angry who gets shot in from behind it from R, and they're trying to fight it off. But SSG, though, they already lost a player very early on in Beach, where he was fighting, or he was trying to escape with the motorbike. So I think they shouldn't have taken this fight, but somehow because they got no first knock, they want to commit to this. As Juicy will be able to try and throw down a nade, will not connect, maybe could be, should be, is flying out, will not connect, is right behind the rock. Marvis will be very, very safe here. Ignite looking very strong in this fight, but another nade flying out, very good onto Angry. He gets dropped very, very low, but still very much still life can be picked up here by Juicy.
Oh, that's a good one too.
A better grenade coming in from Juicy as well, as you said.
This is grenade wars, and we see as like Angry getting knocked down and getting downed, and that's elimination for them, and SSG losing one more player down to 2-4. So right now SSG is going to try to get out of here, but both of their teammates are pretty separate, so I think they're just gonna try to hold it up, but it's not gonna end well because we can see the IGN players are already starting to flank over them, and like it depends like how SSG is gonna play for it.
Yeah, but SSG, of course, our champion from the last split, not looking too great in this match after losing 2 players very early on. They have to be careful with this fight, as IGN Chaos will provide a little bit more suppressing fire against the SSG squad. And SSG are trying to bail out of this fight. And then on the other end is Team 9 here fighting with another team. Is Omen Elite in a lot of trouble, as a couple of their players, I think, got knocked here. This one got knocked, second guy got knocked as well. So I think they are in a lot of trouble with Team 9 pushing in, but Team 9 sees another player is in Carnage, who's on the right side, still very much alive inside of compound. Omen Elite are kind of split apart here, 2-2. So 9 can just push in and just try to take this fight because they are ill-equipped to take this fight for the Omen Elite squad.
Again, right now we're down to the 3rd circle, and still we have 15 teams available. So there's not much going with placement points, right? Everybody's trying to stay alive, especially SSG, which were champions. Like not a good start on the first match, and not a good start on the second match also. But we have JMN right here pushing on. Let's see if we can take the kill.
Carnage hiding inside the house or hiding inside the toilets here. He will be taken down and will be knocked on his feet, and will be taken out as well. That getting that kill. So 6 Angry Men getting a couple of kills in their favor, getting 1 at least. So that's hopeful for 6 Angry Men because they need not have a very good first game as well. They kind of got lost in translation very early on to the first round, and we kind of didn't see them that much at all.
Yeah, so right now we have IGN and SSG. SSG has already lost 2 of their players, but IGN here is trying to make it into the circle, but SSG is going to try to hold them off and hold the line to make sure nobody comes there. And maybe this position, he can go for some kills right there.
Yep, Juicy is all alone. He's very, very open here against Ignite. So let's check out F2K right now. Brock's getting shot from Seoul there from the sides. And Seoul still marking them, making sure that nobody crosses as well. But it looks like the rest of the F2K just crossed. They were like, screw this. We're going to cross it. We don't care. So they will be able to pass on to the other house. But they are all locked in one compound. So that means that they can be naded upon. That's one of the things that's very dangerous about Sanhok, is that sometimes the houses are very small and they don't have a lot of nooks and crannies where you can hide against the grenades, as F2K Filo is now getting shot upon by Seoul. And Seoul just bails out of that fight. He knows that it might be a little bit too much, that he can't chew that fight altogether. He's just running away.
Right. So right now we have 12 teams in the game. We're getting 3 teams taken down. Right here we are CRM getting taken down by DMs.
Yeah, Euphoria mids there getting taken down as well. Seoul still fighting with F2K and will be able to finish off Coyote on the other side. So the circle's starting to be a little bit more dangerous here, as a lot of these teams have to converge onto one place. As you can see, a couple of teams on the right side of the radar or the minimap there, they are converging onto one place. It's Team 9, Omen Elite, and of course IF on the further side. But 6 Angry Men, of course, getting eliminated there. Clue is left all alone for Team 9. To his own devices. Miwu comes in from the side, but Miwu gets taken down as well. Team 9 slowly bleeding out players here, as Omen Elite is finally showing up in space, finally showing us why they are one of the teams to be feared here in the fall split.
Yes. So we have 8 more teams to go. We see teams fighting each other. Like, this is a pretty tight close. We have 3 teams, and 1 team is already eliminated. And here, Nif's getting fired. Ouch.
Yep, King, I think, should be able to get out his squad free. There's 3 players strong here for the Omen Elite squad, but Cream, though, very close to them as well. They're all snaking through the grass, trying to hide themselves, but again, there's an open field right in front of them. Once they cross, once they stand, Omen Elite can just fire into them as Cream. One of the players actually stood up. I think Omen Elite didn't see him. Now, Joe, I think, would try to do the same thing in very, very soon. Cheeto is there as well, so they are behind the trees for now, as Wi-Fi can't really see them. But King actually jumped on top of the rocks. This is very, very dangerous because his positioning can be spotted upon.
So DMX need to get in the circle. So another team knows, the CRM knows that they need to get to that circle. So they just they put 2 players, right? Like, just hold them off, don't let them cross the line, and let Kira go for Scott, and making sure they don't get sandwiched by another team from behind. So that's a good call, but it may not work right here. DM is just rolling dice and trying to get over there because they're pretty imple. You can see Infinex open and going for the kill, but getting taken down, and that's the elimination of DMX.
Yep, Omen Elite gets eliminated very early on, leaving the game at 6. So there's 12 players still alive. 5 teams still very much fighting here for the winner chicken dinner in the second map of the day. As you can see, C9 there, third party, one of the teams that were playing here. Cream, I think, believe that was, as Joe gets taken out here from C9. Yerha, if I'm not mistaken, getting that kill up on Cheeto, or one of the players up on Cream. Cheeto is still very much behind the trees, so still alive for the meantime.
So right now C9 has 4 players strong, and we also have the Infinite Gaming, which were the team at the last chicken dinner. So we may see some high placement points coming both of the teams, and it depends how many Infinite Gaming kills they had already, which I know they have already killed 8 more kills on this round, so they get that 8 point. And if they can finish off CRM, that goes to 3 teams, and they can easily secure that 10 points for them. And 3RM getting knocked down, not knocked down, he's trying to carry on the torch for his team. And
even wanted to try and take that fight, wanted to take the kill against IF and Cream, but he gets taken down as well. He's spotted out, and Cheeto will get eliminated here by Beowulf. He gets dropped and out of the game. There's 2 teams left. It's actually C9 and IF. This time around, C9 and IF again, both of the teams that got number 1 and number 2 here. But this time around, it's a flip. It's IF all alone in the situation, and he's behind. Yeah, and he's done for. IF is out, and C9 will pick up the second game's winner chicken dinner.
Right. So let's add the kills. So C9 has basically on this round has around 10 kills also. So that makes in total of how much is that?
29?
No, 30 points.
Oh, 30 points. All right, that's really
for
good as
C9.
well.
But Infinex Gaming following up behind, which was 14 points. But they got a lot of kills, man. Like they got 13 kills right there. So 13 kills, and if you add it with 14, that's 27. And they have 30 points from last round. So kills do play in this factor. They're still on first place. And we also have CRM on third place with 2 kills, and that making them the total score of 12 points. That's basically a good start. Like they didn't get a lot of kills on the first round, especially on Cloud9. They only had 4 kills. So, but they also got the placement for second round. And let's check out the highlights here of this round.
Yeah, let's check it out for the meantime.
Right. So, like, basically we start out the game pretty soon, and as we were speaking, so maybe you want to hold us like later on. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're going to go for a short break. When we return, it will be game 3 here at the PMCO League. Welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2019 Fall Split North American Group Stages. I'm Win, and of course I'm joined by AJ, or you can call me AJ and call him Win just to confuse yourself. Thanks for joining us for this Fall Split, and of course if you are just tuning in, remember to hit that subscribe button and make sure that you get notifications on when the channel goes live. Because the PUBG Mobile Esports channel will have 6 regions we will be playing on that channel itself, so that will be fun to watch, AJ.
Right. Of course, also, if you like PUBG after checking it well, you can simply just go to the Google Play Store or App Store, just download the game and just start playing.
Yeah, that's very, very true. So it was fun watching Sanhok just now. A lot of teams had to fight it off, but C9 and IF though, Infinex Gaming, looks like they're the strongest team right now because both of them got in top 3 twice in a row, and both of them were the ones that left top 2 twice in a row back to back.
Yeah. Basically, right now, Infinex Gaming has the upper hand because they got 2 kills. So here are some scores that we got. So last round, basically, Infinex Gaming got around 27 points in total, but they had 30 points in the first beginning. That means they got 10 kills in the first round and making it 13 kills. Actually on the second round, so kills do matter if you're getting into top 5, so that's basically closing the gap. But on the other hand, C9 also back-to-back, as you said, were on the second place on the first map, but unfortunately they didn't kill much. They just got basically 4 kills in total, but on this round they basically got 10 kills in total, so making them in a total of 48 points in total. And we have the third team, which on map 2, which is Cream. They didn't do good too well on the first round, getting 0 kills basically. But ending up with the total score of let me check 13 points plus 10 points, that's 21 points, making them actually the 13th. Right, so we need to tell the audience we're having a little bit issue with our scoring boards. So, but we will show the scoring boards tomorrow. Tomorrow.
So again, we have some issues that we need to rectify, but hopefully by tomorrow, when you guys do tune in, the scoreboards will be up and you guys will be updated with the score lines. And again, thanks for tuning in.
We're gonna follow the numbers here and try to give you the exact numbers as close as we can, right?
He's going to do it because I'm very bad at math, so I'm not going to even touch that. So hopefully AJ will give you the numbers there. So thanks again for tuning in, and this should be fun to watch as well. We are going into Miramar, which is the bigger map of all of them. And it does not promote fighting very early on because it's very far from each other. It promotes you to get vehicles to get into the circle very early on, but not fighting, right?
Yeah, sure. It's the second biggest map. Like there's 37. Is the same map? Yeah, it is the biggest map. Right. So basically, it doesn't have a lot of cover, especially on high hills. Like if you get a circle that's in the mountains, you're gonna have a hard time. Like basically, every team needs to split up their teams into two teams. So in that position, they can hold their line on those mountains or on those hills. But if you get into a town circle, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot.
So we're back with Miramar for the third map of the day. You are watching the PMCO Fall Split North American Group Stages, and we are in a very, very dangerous map if you actually try to fight it on very, very, very early, because anything can happen here. And again, we're going to be watching that very wonderful aeroplane with the dragon logo all around it. So that's one of the things that you were telling me yesterday.
Yes.
This skin looks really nice.
I think it's called the Warriors United, right? Warriors United skin, and this is pretty much new and it's pretty cool actually. I love it a lot.
Yep. We love it a lot. I love it as well. So it looks really cool. So okay, the plane will be flying off from Torre Ahumada towards Los Higos. So it's kind of split down the middle because it's not a lot of teams that usually go for El Pozo because it's further apart or further towards the west, too far sometimes, and there's not a lot of towns in between that and Hacienda del Patron.
Yeah, it's basically a normal route from north to south. It's simple. You can see Cloud9 basically taking the first chances onto the military base right up the corner. That's pretty good and pretty interesting. They're gonna loot a lot of things that right there, and it's a safe play for them. And we're gonna get the circle pretty soon after around 10 seconds, and then we can decide what is going to go on.
Yeah, what's really going to happen. But as you were telling me yesterday, right, there's not a lot of teams that go to Campo Militar.
Yep.
So this is one of the fewer games that we actually see a team go there. It's actually C9. Maybe they have a plan of their own, but it looks like Sim is already fighting here with another team. It's actually Cream here fighting with Sim very early on. But the circle has dropped, and it will be towards the southwestern side of the map, very low, which is half of it is in water, and there's Los Egos, Minas del Sur, and Prison as well in it.
Yes, here we have Team Cream, which they ended up third place on last map, with total of 12 points on last round. So they're looting on, they're getting kills, like Cloud9 in the military point. That's a bit far, like right, going from the right corner to the left down corner. That's a far way around.
Even if you don't have the direction, right, you look at the page, that's the furthest corner from the one end of one page towards the other end. So they have to track a lot of a long way to get back towards the circle.
So as we were mentioned, this is a map you want to get into the circle early on. So it's not too good of a news for Cloud9 because they need to leave early, and they're not gonna get a lot of loot. It depends, but it's not gonna be easy for them on this map, especially like most of the teams are basically going to end up on the north or northeast side of the circle, which they might get gate kept.
Yeah, that's something that can happen as well, as you said. Tempo Storm right now, one of the teams that looked very good in the first game, second game, a little bit quiet
having
for them.
a lot of kills, but not good in placement.
Yeah, again, they had the circle in the first game. Everything was in their favor, but once they started pushing in, they started playing the circle sweep. That's when they got eliminated they got sandwiched by C9, and I think it was IF as well. So that's one of the things that Tempo Storm has to look at and just have to rectify before they go into this map, because their rotations have been a little bit weaker in this game so far.
Of course. So we have EVP right here trying to make some rotations and trying to catch on. And who is Team 15? When?
You're asking me?
Yeah, it's F2K. F2K. Like F2K is like alone right here. Oh, sorry, we was nearby them, but right now they're catching up, leaving, and everything is good. Sounds good.
Yeah, IF is quite close towards 6 Angry Men, so Infinex Gaming might want to fight this maybe because Rojas has the upper hand here. He has distance that he can just run away from or commit to the fight. So he's one of the team or players that gets to choose. Do you want to fight or do you want to just escape and evade this fight altogether? So it will be 6 AM Pika, just looting around again. They have been left to their own devices. So 6 Angry Men, nobody will contest them as IF is already out of that town.
So right now, the best choice for IF, if we were there, they had to they were in second place and first place, so they were pretty hyped. That's first thing, and right now they should be getting a little bit tired. So slowing the pace for the team, trying to catch up, having a rest and playing it slow and not too aggressive, is better for their situation because they got the points. Now they want to be on the top level, not trying to lose early on the games to let other teams to catch up to this club. Because as we were saying, Infinex Gaming right now has in total of 57 points, and Cloud9 is just 9 points behind. So 9 points behind, that's if they get first, if they don't get on to top 5, Cloud9, if they get there, Cloud9 can easily catch up to them because the other teams, for example, AVX or Cream, basically especially AVX on the second round, they got 0 kills. Yeah. Unfortunately, so Cream on the other side, they had 0 kills on the first round. So everybody's score isn't too much. So it's right now being dominated. Sorry about that. So right now, the scoreboard is dominated by C9 and Infinex Gaming. So not trying to let everybody catch up is the main thing to go.
Yep. So as you said, you heard it first from AJ. He has to be a little bit consistent in coming into the game. Starting things off in the first two maps, they got a lot of points, so they have to keep it consistent.
Of course.
Getting placements of safer placements in top 5. Keep it up there so they don't lose too much points against, especially against C9, right? Catching behind them, and C9 is one of the teams that's really, really strong in fighting against the players. So that's one of the things they have to look at.
So right now, C9 got the experience from 2 players which they got from Noah. So they're pretty experienced with 2 new members, but still need some time to get into new mood.
Yeah, I think this fatigue starts to set in after the 3rd game, right?
Yes.
So you have to be careful with that as well. So just keeps their morale up to make sure that they can fight. But again, you're looking at Tempo Storm. They had very good luck in the first match. The circle was with them for 5 circles were around them. But at the end of it, they had to track back. And then finally, after that, in the second game, we didn't really see a lot of Tempo Storm. Just suddenly, they kind of dwindled down and kept quiet for the rest of the Sanhok match. So I think that's something that they have to rectify very, very soon, because Tempo Storm is one of the teams that I heard was going to be very, very strong coming into the split. But looking at the game so far, they're going to try and take another high ground here. But can they sustain this? This is again, can they sustain this high ground?
Right. So basically, they're in the middle of maps, or they're trying to get a better position, because basically on game 1 and game 2, they basically lost to their positioning. Right, so it was a little bit luck that they didn't get, and also a little bit poor judgment. Like on the first line, they got sandwiched. On the second map, they didn't have a lot of cover as C9 did. So they might be trying to get a better cover on this round.
Yeah, that's exactly what they should be doing. And right now they have the high ground here at Nas Del Sur, so I think they shouldn't be in trouble. But this provides a problem as well. It means that suddenly everybody's going to just converge here if the circle's here. That's the problem, right?
Yes.
That's exactly what happened in the first match. They went right smack in the middle of the circle. And once everybody started converging around them, they got flanked from all angles, and that's why they had to escape towards one route, and they got sandwiched between C9 and Infinex Gaming. So that's something that they have to kind of watch out for Tempo Storm.
Yeah, and the first circle is basically closing up. We have AVX and Oops coming pretty close, but I don't think they're gonna go for a fight because it's early on. We got 60 teams, everybody's alive, everybody's happy, no one wants to fight right there, right? So everybody's gonna keep it cool until we see the 3rd circle, and that's gonna basically be it. And Cloud9 barely just making into the circle. We got the last team, which is ABS, trying to get into the circle. So we're not seeing much of a play from the last champions, SSG, right? So SSG only got right now 13 points in total. So as we're talking, SSG is right here right now. Like they already again have. Oh, sorry, that's Samir. That's Samir, right?
Yeah, but again, SSG, as we were talking about SSG, right? They lost, if I'm not mistaken, they lost Carnage from their lineup. So he was replaced by Beach. So I think Beach might be their 6th player or their 5th player, and then he just kind of came into the squad as well. So they lost Carnage, and I said this before. Carnage was one of the heavy hitters in the last split. So losing him means that their firepower has significantly dropped or significantly lessened from what they had to offer in the last split. So that's one thing that they had to rectify as well for SSG squad, because they didn't look strong in the first map. Second map as well, a little bit quiet. So hopefully in the 3rd map, maybe they can fire on all cylinders. Maybe not go for a fight if they can't go for a fight because they lost Carnage, but maybe go for placements, right? They can sneak around like a couple of the teams did. I think it was AVF in the first game, if I'm not mistaken, they were alone. Or they kind of snuck in when they had less players.
Yes, Avapxia Gaming. And also, actually, like Cream also, they just tried to sneak in and like they got this placement point. So it was pretty good for them. So right now we have SSG barely making into the circle with a little bit hills. Are just gonna heal up there. And let's see. So we have DM over here, like DM securing a high ground, like getting those high grounds in a pretty good position, like in circles and making sure nobody comes around. And we have Team 9 over here also. Team 9 hasn't been so lucky, let's say lucky, and performing well on the first day, because we've seen Team 9 play some good games from other last season, but not too much on this season. Maybe not in a good mood today.
So maybe this is the first fight that will happen. Maybe that will start to kind of bring up the mood for a lot of these teams. But KBO is still a little bit too far from this fight. SVF, Savage Hearts are on top of the hill. And again, there's not going to be a lot of fights very early on in Miramar. A lot of them are just going to go and find a hill for them to stay upon rather than fight very early on.
So this map offers more hills than any other map. So you can basically camp into the fourth circle or third circle. See, no, we just saw like Cloud9 member just getting hit down by a car and being knocked down, which is being, I guess, giving some love right now.
Yeah, a little bit funny there, but it looks like Chris might be in a lot of trouble. Infinex Gaming getting shot upon by Tempo Storm. And this is where we said that Tempo Storm always gets themselves in a very good position, but somehow can't sustain that. Right now, they see another play. I think it's another play from Infinex Gaming. A little bit too far here, as Rojas will try to get himself into that compound as well to join Chris, as Karma joins them as well. So the rest of Infinex Gaming are in that compound, but the problem is Tempo Storm are right above them, and Tempo Storm are peppering them with bullets.
As we were saying, Tempo is like in a good position. The hard part for them is trying to hold and maintain their power over these hills. Like if they lose one side, they basically they need to divert other teams to come around and try to like push the other team back to the downhills. So when that happens, it's easier to get flanked from behind, which what happened on actually the first map.
Yeah, they have to watch their backs because, again, as AJ said, it's quite open here. So they have to be careful with taking those fights because somehow you can get flagged from a very far distance as well. Those 6-axis and 8-axis are very deadly in this map. So that's one of the things that they have to look out for, because once you start taking those fights, you can get third party, fourth party, because there's not a lot of grounds to cover or cover on the ground for you. There's not a lot of trees. There's no trees actually.
There's basically
no trees in this map.
Only hills. Yeah. You can only use Mandarin, right, just to move around and trying to get some cover as you can. But like if you get someone behind you downhill or maybe uphill, like it's gonna be hard fighting two teams in this situation because you for sure you're not gonna get any cover soon. So you just either you're gonna like push up or either you're gonna just like fight back.
Yeah, you kind of have to commit sometimes. So now Clue getting shot upon by Salty Bay. He will be able to take the skill now. Maybe should be Blue. See, very much alive here. Sorry, Clue very much alive here. Will be hiding behind the rock. It looks like Salty Bay will try to push in to try and take the skill. Clue actually jumps out. The car jumps back in. This is very smart for him. He should be able to escape. But no, the cars might be exploding here as Clue tries to run the heck out of there. But Salty Bay is trying to shoot the car and will explode. And Clue is out of there. Straight away, the car explodes and he will be saying bye-bye.
I don't know why did they do this. Like they had the upper hand. They had 3 players. There was only 1 player around. I think they also got the information, but like they didn't have a lot of commitment. Maybe they weren't like they didn't have much confidence on that. Like they were not sure, so they tried to get out. But like it's not the best idea to driving a smoking car.
Yeah, anything with smokes in the car, you should very much evade.
Yes.
So, especially when the opponent or SVH is very close to you, you know they can get peppered. The car can get sprayed upon as well. And exactly, you don't have a lot of cover for the car. This is not exactly the opposite of Erangel, where there's a lot of trees, a lot of cover for you to hide upon. But right now, let's look at LTU and are getting shot upon by Sim. This is a 3-man or 3-way fight between LTU, Tempo Storm, and Sim. So I think they should be able to survive this for the meantime, as Tempo Storm has a compound of their own. But LTU is pushing into a Sim here.
Right, like right now, LTU and Sim are basically on fire, but both teams are getting basically third party by Tempo. So Tempo is just trying to weaken both teams and trying to get some kills, which kills matter in this new point system, but it's just trying luck and making sure that they got their position secured and holding their line strong.
Yeah, but now Simplicity has the upper hand because they have the high ground. But again, no cover fire or no cover for him, and he's getting fired upon by another team. So it's LTU. Tempo Storm again just hiding inside the house, not really wanting to take this fight. Might be, I think, a better idea for you to take this fight. But the nade comes out, LTU Titan gets dropped, and Tempo Rain will be able to get a kill with the current here up on Sim Iris. This is a 3-way fight, still happening, still very strong, but the rest of them from Tempo Storm are just bailing out of this fight. They do not want to have any part in this whatsoever.
So right now, like They got 4 players from Tempo. 3 of them are fighting Simips and LTU right there, and one of them is still scouting north of the city because there's always a possibility that you get quickly flanked team coming in. And we see Tempo actually rotating back to another position.
Yep, they are rotating back to a safer position here, but not too sure if they can be safe here because they are underneath. And Sim, again, the play for simplicity is getting those kills up on LTU. LTU gets dropped very fast. They do not have any more players through or close by, so I think they have been eliminated here as C9 again heading a compound to their own. As 6 angry men will try to push in, but the thing is, C9 has the upper hand here. They are on the high ground. They are in a compound of their own. It means that 6 angry men can't really push in. If they want to push in, C9 is already split between 2 houses. It means that they can provide suppressing fire towards the other house and will be able to take down 6 AM while they cross in.
Right, and C9 is actually not playing any like aggressive plays. They got 0 kills till now. We got 15 teams still alive. They're not willing to go for any fight. They're just saving their strength for the end game, and that's basically how they keep going. Like at least the 2 games we've seen, that's how they try to get into the final rounds.
So the circle's not above too much era. A lot of these teams are very close by, but they can be stopped in their tracks if you want to push in. This is Omen Elite, where Carnage was brought into, but we haven't seen a lot of from the Omen Elite squad because they look a little bit somber in the first 2 games. We didn't really see them a lot. They weren't really. They tried to fight, but they keep getting sandwiched a lot in the match right now. It looks like Simplicity has found them. They want to go in for the fight, but just can't get those kills in.
Yeah. So basically, Simplicity right now has 4 men, like 2 men strong. No, sorry, 2 men strong and 1's knocked down. They're gonna try to recover the other teammate, but it's gonna be a little bit. It needs time, and let's see if Simplicity just can get off this fight fast and easy.
Yeah, I think Simplicity should be able to escape from here as they're going to cut their losses. Russell's left all alone. He should be going down very soon as well. But it looks like Aris has been spotted upon. But as it happens, LTU fighting with Tempo Storm here, shooting very, very far for LTU. But as you can see, Rain has the Car 98 in hand, and he has gotten a couple of kills before with that Car 98. So now Tempo Storm will be trying to fight them on. They dropped the smoke in between them, so they should be able to cover themselves for the meantime. But there's a spray coming in from Chica, might be connecting here. Does not do any damage whatsoever here.
So right now we got like Tempo again. I don't know why, like they are forcing themselves again into a sandwich situation. Like they got Simplicity on the top of their head, and they got LTU on their like on their nose. So it's not a great position for like a Tempo, and we have SSG here throwing those utilities and trying to get someone knocked down.
Yeah, they are quite right in the open here. LTU is quite close to Spacestation Gaming. They are hiding behind the rock, but they are outside of the circle, as you can see very, very clearly. They're outside of the circle. They have to try back in. There's a couple of teams that's already inside the circle itself. That is AVX Killer, who's just kind of gatekeeping them from crossing into the circle right now. But Simplicity has the high ground, but they are out of the circle. They have to push in, but they can't really push in because there's so many teams right inside of them. They will try to use the truck to get into the circle, but as it happens, Carnage has been dropped on the side of Omen Elite from the side of ILT, sorry, and they will be taken out. Replic gets taken out as well while that is happening.
So right now we have DM teams from in the on the west side, and we got Infinity in the middle basically of the map and trying to hold their position. Like Infinity actually is giving some pretty good positioning. Like especially both Cloud9 and Infinity know how to sneak their way into the circles, and they don't want to fight early on, but they just can like keep getting those kills coming. They got already 2 kills.
Yep, now IF though, Infinex Gaming very close towards Omen Elite, and Omen Elite is just 2 men strong. They should be going down if Infinex Gaming wants to take this fight, but again they're playing it very, very passive. They do not want to over jump the gun and try to take a fight that they cannot really take. As you can check out, there are still 4 men strong for the side of Infinex Gaming. They might be looking at another winner chicken dinner here.
It depends because, like, you know, like Cloud9 is still 4 men strong on the upper hand. Not in the circles, but they just finished off another team, and they are going to be contact with Gam, and that like if it goes well for Cloud9, and they're gonna get 4 kills right there and be in the circle. And depends what circle we're gonna get next, because like Infinity got good positions and good covers, so it's basically depends on the circle what's gonna happen next.
Yep, a lot of these teams are already tracked that into the circle, so they are be careful. C9 are now fighting with Ignite. Ignite are now getting the worst of it as C9 clears the park, and all of them will drop. That was very, very fast.
But C9 getting actually third party right now. They got 2 members down, 3 members now. It's up to Perkisa to carry the torch for the team, but right now he's just trying to get some more information, letting his teammates to come around, getting another shot. He's close. He has 2 med packs. He's in the curse circle, trying to get his blood up, health up, and that's basically it. And we can see C9 uneven getting knocked out.
Yep, there goes C9. So we were expecting C9 to perform a little bit better here, but they one by one they're getting dropped. Beowulf already got himself into the circle. So I think he revive him this time. So they lost 2 players, but Beowulf and Perkisas will be able to kind of play around with it, because Beowulf, again, if you just join us, Beowulf is one of the players that was imported or taken from the Nova Esports squad. Nova Esports were of course the 4th place team in the last split, so they have a lot of experience coming into this game as well.
Yes, and we see 2 players from SSG getting taken down. Not too good for SSG, right? And followed by like Cloud9 has 2 members right now, and they are going to try to sneak their way into the top places. Like they normally should like start playing for placement points right now, because they're not they don't have enough manpower, and they just use a lot of utilities on that fight with AGN. But although they won the fight, but they got third party by another team, losing like 2 members in total.
Yep, so they have to be careful with that, only leaving with 2 players, as you said. Right now they're getting shot upon by Spec this time around. And with the AWM, does a lot of damage against one player here. Now he wants to commit to this fight, gets to the car, but he's getting shot upon as Killer from the other side will be taken down, will be knocked on the ground, and will be finished off with the car exploding. Nicely done from Chica there to explode the car. And I think it might have been KS, but I think it should be okay here, as Tempo Storm in prime position in the circle. But can they sustain it? That's the question right now, as Spec will be able to take down another player from AVX. And that will be all she wrote from the AVX squad. 9 teams left, 21 players alive.
Right, so Tempo squad has 4-man strong, and also AVX also has 2 Tempo. So, oh, look at this, 2 players next to each other, neck to neck. I don't know if they know they're there, but like 2 of them are basically the like last players from their teams, and they're not moving.
Yeah, they're not gonna move anytime soon. Euphoria and AVX are now in kind of close to each other. One's in the bin, one's outside of the bin, right quite close on the sides. So I think one of the teams that could take both of these kills is Tempo Storm, but Tempo Storm is actually concentrating towards Euphoria right now and IF, where Infinex Gaming is across them, and they have gotten a couple of shots in onto Chris, but Chris will be able to heal back up. But this is a 4-way fight, maybe a 5-way fight, as Euphoria and AVX are still there as well.
So we basically got 2 sneaky players, right? We got AVX in the garbage bin. We got CRM and Kira over there behind, I believe it's DMs, and they like the only problem Tempo is gonna get is from DM and 6 AM, and if they can manage to take out DM, or if they can manage to take out DM, there will be. Oh, we got the fight over there, and Kira gets taken down.
Yeah, OM still surviving though, but the nade comes flying out. Will be able to connect. Oh no, it doesn't. It looked like it was going to connect, but oh, I think it did, because somebody got knocked. Yeah, King got knocked there. So nice shot or nice nade coming in from Spec. They have all been revived. They have 4-man strong here from Tempo Storm squad, so they can push in towards Omen Elite if they want to. But it's actually they're concentrating towards Gam right now. And sorry, 6 AM right now. What the heck? I say Gam. 6 AM, 6 angry men coming in from the hills, but they have to concentrate on here. There's so many people onto this compound. It's so congested and everybody wants to save per side. But Tempest is right beside Euphoria Nagasaki, as somehow they haven't found each other just yet, or they do not want to take that fight.
I think like they know, they just want to like They just want to try to like, because you see the another teammates pretty far away, and he's basically, those two are the last two men they have. So we basically got three-man squad, and after that we got 3 teams, which was one Infinex, and we got Tempo, and we got one last, which is C9, Cloud9.
Yep, C9 though, dwindling down. There's only left to Beowulf. Somehow he's all that's left from the C9 squad. Pushing in, but Tempo Storm looks very, very strong here. IF as well. 3-man strong, 6 AM, 3-man strong. Make it 4-man strong as well. So that's something that to look forward to for the IF squad. But they have to be careful here, because once they start pushing in, they will be found. As Beowulf has been found with the Tempo Storm players. As Spec will spray him down, will be able to get that kill. C9 has been eliminated here in 6th place, so not a lot of points for them, as Nico has an inkling of where they are at. But if you kind of push in, especially if he jumps into the bed, Tempest is right inside it. That could be really funny to watch, as Spec's close by as well. Nagasaki still hiding there, still proning by the side of the wall, still very much still alive. By 6 AM, they're coming in hot as well.
Yeah, so basically right now we have 2 players out. Oh, that was close. That was close. Like the crowd were up, and that was like a bit of a health there for him. And he's gonna make for the play and make for a run, all right? And he's gonna try to heal himself if he can, and he does. Lucky.
And looks like Tempo Storm still very, very strong here. 4-man strong. They're pushing up and pushing in, as Nico will get the kill up on the player from 6 AM and 6 Angry Men. Losing players left and right. They should be careful here. Do they want to take the fight? It looks like they want to push in, but it's Chris coming in from behind. It's a 3-way fight here, but it's actually Spec comes in for the KS. We'll be able to get both of the skills. Spec with the steal there. Nicely done by Spec. Good shot. And Chris is just, I don't want to take this fight anymore. I think there's a Tempo Storm players right all around me. I do not want to take this fight.
So right now, actually, Tempo, like Team Tempo, should actually like slow down their pace, because the circle's there and it's like waiting, and it's gonna close up slowly. So we got still 5 teams alive, like 2 2-man squads and 3 1-man squad, right?
Yeah.
And 2 full, like basically full health team. So this is gonna be hard, and Tempo trying to get one more kill from 6 AM. Tempo also getting Karma down from F. I think this round is gonna go for Tempo.
Yeah, they might go for Tempo, as you said. Might be the winner in this round, so they have to be careful here. But still 4 teams, still very much alive. 7 players alive on the field. Chris still proning inside the house, still proning inside the school rather, and he's all alone here. He has an inkling of where they are. They're jumping around him. Chris wants to go in for the fight, but they know where he's at. He doesn't have to. He has to reload, and he gets taken out. IF is out of the game, but they found Spares found Tempest here. We'll be able to drop him. A couple of players left. It's actually Nagasaki. Yeah, Nagasaki is there.
It's a hide and seek game right now. Like everybody, like, where is that guy? Like he's like, I'm chilling. Like everything's good. Like.
Yep. It's all good in the hood, as Euphoria is all alone. Nagasaki is their player, but he has been found
by
Spec.
They're not finding him.
No, they don't know where he's at. Okay, they found
finally.
him. Finally, they found him. So it will be IF to... Sorry, not IF. I think Tempo Storm. Rather. We'll pick up the winner chicken dinner in the 3rd match.
Look at Tempo Squad getting actually 15 kills in total. Like, that's a lot of kills, and basically finishing off with chicken dinner makes him win 35 points on this round. So they got a lot of kills last 2 matches, but not good placement teams. So basically, like, we take a break. I'll check with the score, and I will be back with the score for you guys and how Tempo Squad ends up in today's match.
Yep, we're just going to line up the scores to make sure that we get everything under control. So thanks again for joining us for the PMCO's fall split. We will be back after a short break. Welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2019 Fall Split North American Group Stages, and we are going to be watching Game 4. But before further ado, thanks again for joining us. I'm Wen. This is AJ. We are your casters for the day. And if you like the stream, or if you like PUBG Mobile esports in general, remember to hit the subscribe button and make sure you get the notifications on the channel itself, because we have 6 regions that will be playing on the stream, and that will be fun to watch as well, AJ.
Also, if you like enjoy the game and you want to test out or play the game, just simply go to Google Play and search PUBG Mobile, or go to App Store, also search PUBG Mobile, and just download the game and get started.
Yes, it's as easy as that. So thank you for joining us. We will be going to Game 4 very, very shortly. But before we go into that, what a game by Tempo Storm. They were 4 men strong going into it. There were 5 teams still very much alive in the final circle. But somehow Tempo Storm reigned out supreme. That was the game that we were looking for from Tempo Storm.
So once again, we're apologizing for, we have some issues with our scoreboard. So we're trying to get the exact numbers by hand. So maybe there are some problems or some mathematical problems, or we miss 1 or 2 points, but we're gonna make sure that tomorrow you guys see the total points for definitely, and it's gonna be there. So we're gonna be wrapping up what happened last round and what's the points of total. So Tempo, so we always, we're saying, Tempo got kills, but they never got the placement. So so they got chicken last round, that's 20 points, plus they got a lot of kills last round, they got 15 kills. So in the first round, they got 2 kills. Not much.
Oh, not much. That's kind of sad. All right.
And then after that, they got 6 kills, but ending up in 4th place, which is 8 points. And on the third, on the first map, they ended up actually also on 4th place. So basically making them having some placement points, but totally basically ended up with them being 10, 14, plus 14, I guess 24 plus 35 makes 59 points. That's a lot of points. So in total, we got 59 points. On the other hand, we have Infinex Gaming, which had the upper hand always, and they have 7 points in total right now. And we have Cloud9 catching right behind with 59 points also with 59. So basically that's for the top 3, and once again we're still apologizing for the
it's kind of like a mishap a little bit with the score system. So hopefully you guys tune in tomorrow as well, because tomorrow we will let you guys know and you guys can see for yourselves what's really happening on the scoreboard. So thanks again for joining us. But whatever it is, Tempo Storm, we were looking for a game that they could really fire upon, right? And that last map was just that's the nicest game that they could have gotten.
Yeah, that's basically what you want in esport, right? You didn't play up Zeus, you know what's your weakness, and you know what you didn't do well on the last round. Adjust and go for it, right? That's basically good when you get good decision making.
Yeah, that's really good from Tempo Storm. But of course, not without mishaps of their own. In the first 2 rounds, they got in 4th and 4th. So their placement was really okay, but their killing was the one that you were saying that we should look forward to. Because you were talking about SSG, right? SSG was a team that fairly good in terms of kills. They could sustain a little bit, but the consistency wasn't there for a lot of the time. So I think Tempo Storm has the consistency, has the kill points, so they are primed to be the #1 team right now.
If they can win this round, also they're gonna go for #1. But still, Infinex Gaming has the upper hand with 70 points. So so far so good. Again, we're back to our match, our favorite map. Take it away.
Yep, it's Erangel for the last time of the day for the North American group stages of the PMCO Fall Split. Thanks again for joining us. This should be fun to watch. We're back to Erangel, and we were talking about how these teams have used the first map to kind of gauge how the other teams are playing. A lot of it, like Tempo Storm, like IF, they were trying to gauge how the teams are going or how the other teams are rotating around the circle. So I think there's kind of a throwaway round, but look at how the flight path is. It starts at Middle Power, ends up in Zarki. So the rest of the flight is taking path very far from the Sanhok military base. If it is a Sanhok military base like the first game ending, I think it should be fun to watch as well. But if it's not, it's going to be highly congested in the middle side of the map.
And once again, if you're just tuning in, this is PUBG Mobile North America split, I believe. Not I believe, I'm sure. Right? And this is our last game today for North America. We will be back tomorrow for more, but if you're just tuning in, if you like this more esport about PUBG, please hit that subscribe button.
Yep, it's very easy to hit that button. Just make sure you hit it. Make sure you turn on notifications as well to make sure that you get all the news and all the games that are coming in from the 6 regions that are playing in the fall split. So again, looking at the circle now, okay, this is good. The circle didn't land anywhere south. It's around the eastern side of the island, but or the eastern side of the map. But
so
at least
basically,
4 teams are out of it.
Like basically all the teams are in except the 4 teams which basically landed on the Bay Area. Yep, and ABS right here is basically a little close to the another team, Team 6, I believe is AMS. And AMS may be, oh, it's not AMS, it's SY. Alright, that's pretty good. And SY is actually 2-man squad right here trying to get some information, and they should be falling back pretty soon because it's not a good idea for especially both these teams because they didn't end up both in killing or placement points in the like first 3 matches. So both of these teams are going to try to go a little bit further than last round they had. So both teams should not want to fight in the beginning of the game.
Yep, as you said, again, I was anticipating that a lot of the teams will be fighting very, very early on from the start of the game. But you told us, you hit the nail in the coffin. A lot of these teams will not try to fight exactly that stage of the game. They will try to sustain a little bit longer and try to take the edge fight or the end fight, where the end game is to try and go for the placement point as well as kill points. So to double things up to get more points as well.
Yeah, totally true. And right now we have, like, as we were saying, ABS trying to fall out and trying to get a new place to call home. Getting away with it, like, because already they have a James, like, knocked out. And is James dead?
I think so, because there's 63
yeah,
alive.
James he's dead so early.
That's not the best story for ABS, but hopefully they will be able to rectify it very soon. Now looking at Simplicity against F2K, they're quite close towards each other, but again, there's a lot of apartments here on the top of, or the north of Georgia Bowl, so it means that some of these teams will not be meeting each other that soon. Although they could be right side by side next building, but usually they don't fight very early on.
Yeah, they don't need a fight right now because first they're pretty far away from the next circle, right? So they want to keep their strengths, maybe loot a little, and if the information is enough, they can go for the fight. But it's not. It's like every fight you take, is like taking chances. So
yeah,
I'll take
not
less
ideal,
chances.
right?
It's not ideal to fight in the beginning of the match, but if it's necessary, of course you need to go for it. But if it's not, don't take the chance.
Yeah, and Tempo Storm already making haste, making their way towards the circle, or trying to look for a compound where they can stick in. As you can see, a lot of the teams are already in it. We're looking at IGN, Ignite, we're looking at F2K still out there. C9, who usually likes to drop very far off. That's exactly what happened in Miramar, which they dropped, I think, in Campo Militar.
Yes.
So they like to drop very, very far from from where everybody else is to kind of just loot up, and then they start fighting in the middle stages of the map.
Like basically C9 is playing the camper style, right?
Yep.
Like they're just saying, all right, we're not gonna fight in the beginning. We're gonna loot more. We're gonna get more items. We're gonna be ready for the last one. And we have some pre-firing coming in, trying to hold off, but not too much, and rushing in and getting taken down.
Yeah, Felix, the Tempo Storm very aggressive on Felix, and Felix will be taken out. Euphoria have lost a man, and Tempo has gained 1 more kill for themselves, with 2 players only there. The rest of them are actually making their way towards Nico there, but they already got the kill, and they should be able to go. And now Euphoria, another player is under fire here. After losing Felix, the thing is, the story does not end there.
It's gonna blow up.
And he's very, very low.
1 or 2 more shots is gonna end up badly for him. Look at, because they already have 1 player down. MTS is low, Mids is pretty low, and if Simplicity right here can see and shoot at like 2 rounds or 3 rounds, it's gonna be end of. But looks like Mid sees. Alright, no, he gets taken down.
Yep, Simple will be able to take him down. 1 more kill coming in from the IF squad. So things are not looking too great for a lot of these teams. A lot of mid-tier,
like
or
basically
mid-table teams. Yeah.
They're he got basically hunt down by the tough frags of 2 teams.
Yeah, so I think he'll be going out a little bit unhappy if he checks the replays and look at it like, okay, I got hunted by 2 teams. That wasn't so good. Then maybe the decision making was a little bit off. But whatever it is, we're looking back at Tempo Storm. Fantastic game in the third game just now. But hopefully in this round they can get more, because Tempo Storm is one of the teams that I heard a lot from North America that they are really, really strong. But I really didn't get to see them in action because they're fairly new, along with C9 squad.
Yes.
And so we didn't really get to see them in action before this, and this split is quite new to them. So hopefully they'll show us some more fantastic matches after this.
So we got SV over there, like they knew someone's down the squad. There's a squad downstairs, so they're not looking for the fight. They're just making sure that they're not coming and they're not running into each other. Just making sure everything's fine, and everyone is like minding their own business, looting, going around. Like, oh, you fine? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, where's the kid? Oh, maybe some shots coming in.
Yeah, some shots are coming in from the Savage Heart squad on towards Tempo Storm, but Tempo Storm is fairly safe inside this house here. And they should be good to go and should be able to just sustain this for the meantime, as AVX is just running around, running away from SSG. But SSG though has a little bit of a vantage point or a little bit of a clearer view towards Morrow that can see them, but not going to take the fight as well. So again, some of these teams, they want to take the fight, but as you said, it's a little bit smarter for them to take the fight a little bit later in the game, maybe in the end game, where that's exactly what Tempo Storm did. Because there was 5 teams in that compound, they slayed everyone to get the win.
Yes, like basically Avapxia is trying to find a home for this, and like they end up twice on third place today, so they're gonna try to find a home and to call it home and maybe just stick to it.
Yep, hopefully so. They will find that home that you were saying, but the map's still pretty fresh, as we can look at the circle. Still on the eastern side, a lot of these teams are still in it. Not a lot of teams are tracking from it. F2K is the only one that's outside. Not a lot of teams outside, and they should be safe. But the thing is, after this circle shifts,
yes,
all of it will be on land. So none of it is on water or some sort of like that.
All right, so we got some kills coming around from C9. So basically, on this in this map, players like not like first 3 rounds. We get like first three maps. We got a lot of waters, and we'll come back to it later. When take it off.
Yep, Marshy is just now getting shot from Tempo Storm squad, so he has to be careful rather in this position. But the rest of SVH are still pretty much safe. IF Infinex Gaming can get this airdrop, which is close by to them. They're the only ones that's closest to it. It's an AUG.
A3.
This is really good as well. The military vest, of course, with the level 3 helmet. It comes with a package.
Yes.
So I think the AUG will help them tremendously if they can get it, but it doesn't look like they've seen it yet.
Yeah, AUG is one of the better guns for close quarters. Like, it fires faster rounds, it gets 5.56, enough damage. So it's a pretty like good gun for a squatter position. Yeah. And it's a pretty good like, but level 3 helmet and level 3
military vest,
military vest is gonna like, those things really matter when a person's like close quarters.
And SVH right now, Savage Heart has found a team here. That's actually, I think it's ABS. ABS is inside the compound. SVH is peppering them with shots, but they're running away as well. They're like, I'm not too certain if you can take this fight. And Gabby just jumps out of the car, doesn't want to get shot here, as ABS still firing him down, but will not connect with the shots just yet.
Alright, this is a bad situation actually for SVH, because like basically someone's on the hill like checking them. ABS is giving them a little bit pressure. They broke basically one car smoke, so they're not going to use that car. But luckily, oh wow, that car really just exploded and knocked down two of their players. But like luckily they got them all revived, and they could recover from that basically.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a dip there on the left side of the map, so you can see that there's a ground dip there where they are hiding out against Omen Elite. So Omen Elite can't really have a vantage point over that team, so you can't really get those kills. But I think if they push in, they could take a fight. But again, as you said, it's ill-advised to take this fight very early on. It's still very early days, still 16 teams alive, 58 players alive on this, in the game, only the second circle, so they do not have to commit. By AVX though, again, there's a dip in this part of town as well, so they have to be careful here. But SVH still hiding there. They could be overrun here by AVS and Omen Elite.
Like this is like this 3 teams, like SVH has no choice to just stay there and see what's gonna happen. But ABS is like, oh, they're camping. But on the other hand, DM right now isn't the smartest move to hang around, because they got they don't have a lot cover as the two teams did have over there. So best thing for them is probably just to find another place to camp around or hang around. So.
Yep, Graveyard Skiller very close to Tempo Storm as well, but they will not be fighting anytime soon. It's F2K, one of the teams that they had to track back all the way from the edge of the circle or the edge of the map down there in Zarki, if I'm not mistaken. So they have to track back towards the circle very, very far. And now they're still eating the blue, but they should be able to get that into the circle. Just only the second circle.
Yeah,
right?
luckily because there's no one near the circle which they are gonna enter. So basically they can recover from the blues and keep on playing. Lucky for them right now.
Yeah, very, very lucky because usually when you start getting into the circle, a lot of people are just circle camping or gatekeeping around the edges of the circle, just playing around, waiting for the teams to kind of rotate in. But for F2K's, in F2K's case, is very, very happy. They're very, very happy with just coming in and nobody just stopping them in their tracks.
Right, and SVH as a little bit like being engaged with both teams and trying to make some damage, trying to weaken them, doing a little bit item management right there. And basically their car is blown up, so they don't have much of a choice right here to rotate.
Yep, they do not have a choice indeed. They are at a crossroad as well, but SSG have free reigns for the meantime. There's nobody close by near them, so they should be able to.
Yeah, they're basically in the middle of the map and they're holding the camp. So they're basically safe. Alright, the next circle just came in and SSG is still middle of it. So they could have they can easily get into the top ranks this round at least.
Yep, the circle's near the school area underneath Yasanaya Polinaya, and there's a lot of teams already inside it converging. IGN is outside, F2K is outside as well, along with Cream and LTU. So Latinos United are outside as well. As you can see the minimap on the right side. Not really a minimap because it kind of got blown up a little bit. So you can look at it and understand that a lot of these teams are already inside, gatekeeping it from F2K and Ignite coming in towards the circle.
Right. So basically, like most of the team are right now on the southern side of the let's say border or circle. So we're gonna see some fights coming up and some kills coming up from those circle campers.
Yep. But so far though, it's very, very quiet in and around the map because everybody's just not fighting against each other. They're kind of playing it very, very slow, as you said. But even though this is the second time that they're playing on Erangel, it looks like they're playing it very, very passive for the meantime. But right now, Team 9 is gunning for SMIG. SIM. What am I saying? Simplicity.
Simplicity, right?
Yeah, Simplicity is inside the house. The nade will come flying through from Seal, but I don't think it will connect. Simplicity is still very much alive here inside the house. Seal wants to push for it, but this is ill-advised because they have the positioning to take him down as well.
So right now, like Team 9 is playing pretty like on the first round they were like not fighting a lot, and the second also. But right now they're like, all right, maybe we should change our taxes. Maybe we should change the way we play. Maybe aggressive is the way for us to play. So maybe they're gonna just go for it.
Yeah, not necessarily if you have the most players that you can win the game as well. Although the last circle kind of proved to us that when C9 was playing against IF in the second map, right? If I'm not mistaken. No, in the first map where Uneven was all alone, he sustained for a very long time. Nearly got the winner in the chicken dinner as well. So that's one of the things that they have to watch out. Sometimes you have the manpower, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can win the match. So right now, still peppering them with a lot of grenades and smokes and stuff. Just trying to push them back. Trying to push them out of position so that he can catch them off guard. But it's Irish on the other side of the houses of the compound, where he's in the second floor of the house. So he is in prime position to help sustain them or give them some suppressing fire against Seal. And now Seal will have to run away from the nade. Will be able to do so, and Goose still inside the house, and Seal still hunting for them. But as you said, they look like they want to go for kills, but a little bit uncertain whether they want to fight this or not.
So for now, Team 9 and also Similarity are taking too long on this fight, right? It's early on. There are like basically 58 players still alive. So if this takes too long, like especially Team 9 is gonna get easily third party if it keeps going on. We can already see like some other team member. So other teams on the mini-map arrived upside the map.
Yep, the circle has rotated towards... The circle shift has rotated towards the western side. It is on top of or right beside school right now. So you'll see one blazing in, going for the shots, but will not connect for the meantime. Clue will provide support as well. They're peppering them with shots, but it's actually...
And Tempo Scott just joining the party, and that's good.
Oh my god, they get blown out straight away. Minwoo is just shooting against them, and Seal will get one kill as well off of Sim. Still fighting against Simplicity, and now Cruz joins them as well. But as it stands, it's Irish who actually is in another house, trying to shoot on the other ways, other directions, but not the direction that they need, because Goose is all alone inside the house. They're going to pepper him with a grenade. He tries to run away, but no, he cannot jump out of the window. He will be taken out by that grenade. Still only knocked, but Irish is very far from him, so that means that he cannot provide any cover fire, and Irish is all alone right now for the side of Simplicity.
Right, and great play actually from Team 9. As we were saying, it was taking a little bit too long. Like, if they played a little bit slower, and Tempo Scott was going to be the third party, but luckily they had one man left behind and blew up the Tempo car and getting 2 kills down straight away from Tempo. So Tempo Squad has a little bit are going to have a little bit problem on this match. They basically have 1 player left right there. We have 4 teams, 5 teams actually hanging around this corner.
Yeah, they're very close towards each other, but for the meantime, the Chica is in a lot of trouble. He's hiding behind the smokes. They know where he's at. He's getting peppered with shots as well. Gets dropped to 80 HP, so he has to be careful there. But Irish is all alone for the side of Simplicity. He was the one that was in another house, but should have done a little bit better, right? Although he's sitting at another house, it's very hard for you to get vantage point. I think you should just bail out of the house, go help the other house, and then just protect it from getting siege.
And he gets shots from a window from Kubo. Great. That was like good positioning from Team 9, Kubo.
Yeah, Kubo with that shot. Really nicely done, and with that, Team 9 has been eliminated from the match, leaving us at 14th place. But there's still a lot of players, or a lot of teams here around this area. We have SSG, AVX as well, very close, and Spacestation Gaming though haven't been showing up, and hopefully in this last match, hopefully they wake up a little bit, and hopefully they find their stride, right?
And they're 4-man squad like strong, and the tactics they're playing are basically the tactics like Cloud9 are playing. They're trying to hold their strengths into the end game, but sometimes they don't like how can I say, like,
yeah, they fumble halfway.
They fumble halfway. They don't make the decisions, and they don't commit good enough.
Yeah, I totally agree. That sometimes you have to fight, sometimes you have to bail, but you have to make the decision very, very fast, because sometimes when you take a little bit too long, somebody's going to try to third party you. Sometimes you're going to get overrun by the teams that you are engaging upon, so anything can happen. So if you make the decision to bail, you have to make the decision fast.
Yes.
Right now, it looks like 9 has gotten that compound under control after fighting against Simplicity there. And the compound does get blown up a little bit, but so far they're still very much healthy here. 6 AM, 6 angry men are coming in towards the next house. So that means that they will be fighting against each other, but Minwoo knows that they're in that house as well. Sees a couple of legs, will be able to take down Alpha. Nicely done, will be able to spray him down, but that will provide support as well. Pika is there on the other end, or the other house, to provide some cover fire, but 9 are not fighting themselves in a very whip position against 6 AM.
So right now we have the circle getting closer, and the next circle has started to shrink. So teams are slowly trying to get into that circle, but the circle is basically, we have like 13 teams left and 40 players alive. So we're gonna see kills coming fast, and we're going to try to keep on to it, but kills come too fast, man.
Yeah, it is exactly that. Euphoria Nagasaki, who was playing that proning game in the last game, still proning now in this game as well. He was the last man in the last game, but the feet! Oppa again getting shot at the feet for the second time in a row by Minwoo as well. So that's not really good for 6 AM. They have to pick him up again, and they're going to lose a lot of resources just healing him back up. Minwoo's going to try and throw that nade in, but I don't think he's going to connect. But right now it's SVH against Tempo Storm, as Chica was still very much alive somehow, will be able to pepper a couple of these players down.
And like Tobacco China, so actually he's the Chica, sorry, he's the last player alive from Tempo. So Tempo last round basically got they have like 45 points in total. So if Chica can sneeze his way up to like maybe top 5, it can still catch up later on in the game.
And that was what we were saying, right? Consistency is key. So they have to be careful there to try and get a little bit more placement point. Although they've lost 3 players, they can play it a little bit safer. Try to snake their way in and just play it a little bit more somber. It's not as exciting, but at least you get your placement points.
Of course. Right now we have every team looking each other. We got like 7 teams like crowded each other, and everybody's like shooting bullets coming from north, west, east, south. Oh my god, there's so much.
Yeah, there's so many people here. That's very close by. As you can see, there's still 13 teams left. We are in the 5th circle, going into the 6th. And then the circle shifts around on the western side. There's only C9 in there. That's like, exactly the first game.
This is the worst circle you're gonna get. Like,
yeah,
you will get no cover. So we've seen players like blowing up other players' vehicles. So some players make, for example, we've seen plays that like they use the cars for covers and blowing up and just sticking to their cars as a cover, making their own homemade DIY covers. But I've seen a lot of cars getting blown up. So it's gonna be ugly in the circle because there's no cover at all, and maybe some sneakers will get some pretty interesting placement points.
Yeah, hopefully so, because I would love to see some sneakers inside this map because it's so huge, right?
Yes.
And then you kind of like think that they can't wiggle their way in, but somehow they do, and it's exciting to watch as well. Although you might think that it's a little bit somber sometimes at home, like why is this guy sneaking around? But that's one of the tactics that you can actually use in this game, try to go for placement points, because it's not just all about kills. Placement point is very important. This is about survival of the fittest.
Yep, and we have Team 9 and BAM fighting, 6 AM, 6 Angry Men's fighting each other. There's a grenade coming in, will that make some? And it does get 2 knockdowns. That's a perfect grenade from Team 9.
Yeah, Minwoo again being the tip of the iceberg, being the tip of the spear, going into the fight, nading them, will be able to finish a couple of kills here. That will be dropped as well. Clue is there to provide support. Nicely done from them, and there's still Pika here underneath or on the 2nd floor. They should be able to finish him off as well. He got knocked. Sama is hiding inside the tree lines or inside the flowers or inside the
They're in the position.
Oh,
and
run over as well.
And it's a the car blew up. So basically,
what, Minwoo?
That's 1v2. They got 2 kills. Like, right?
Right.
The car blew up. So they blew their self up. Right? That's like pure up. That's bad.
That's not that good, right?
That's not that good.
That's not really that good.
They needed to make a decision fast, and they did, but maybe a little bit too rushy.
Yeah, a little bit too jumpy there. But whatever it is, 9 will be able to sustain themselves going into this, as there are 7 teams still very much alive. SSG hiding inside a hut, as Beach will provide a lot more smokes here to kind of cover them from being fired upon. But look at Chica, still very much alive. That's what we were saying. You can sneak your way in, as IGM Milaxus is on the side against C9, and C9 is just jumping around him. He's still hiding inside, and he has been found. And C9 will get the kill up on IGN, and IGN will be eliminated here as Uneven getting peppered a little bit, so he has to be careful here. It's actually Chica who is ill-advised for him to jump out and try to take a fight, because he should be sneaking his way into the circle right now.
So right now we have C9, like they have the upper hand on the circle. They are 4-man strong. They're pretty good. So they're basically gonna not play this too aggressive like this. This is like the play style we've seen today from C9. They don't fight often. They just like to pick up kills that they can, and they don't like picking up fighters. That they just fight. The fight is needed to be fight. So it's a pretty good like tactics, and it's the right thing to do. And let's see if he gets that kill. And C9 Uneven gets that kill, even that we didn't hear the sound.
Yeah,
that was a great shot in a long distance.
And even with that Mini 14, nicely done from him. He saw a sliver of head just popping out there. It was a hand?
Yeah, it was a hand.
All right, it was a hand. And with that, getting those kills, leaving SSG with just 1 player still very much alive. But he's towards the edge of the circle. Right now, they're peppering another team here. ABS is in a lot of trouble as C9 just raining down hell on them. And they are hiding behind the tree lines, but as you can see, Hector is coming in from behind as well. He has no cover fire whatsoever, and he will be dropped very, very soon, as I think, because C9 is heading or is aiming towards that direction. Mim is hiding behind the trees. He will pop out. They know where he's at, but he's very, very low. He's going to try and go for the heal off or the meantime, or the heal to make sure that he survives for the meantime. But it's 4 teams left: SSG, ABS, Tempo Storm, and C9.
I remember, like, we talked about Tempo needed to be on the top 5. Like, Tempo just made it, so they can actually catch up later on pretty easily. And C9 Tempo like sparing down on is that Wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolf.
Beowulf, what the hell is that? Chica still, although he's all alone, still trying to take fights that he cannot take, but somehow knocking one player down. So he's sustaining his area and trying to shooing away C9 from fighting against him.
And believe it or not, I think Chica doesn't know SSG is right on his corner.
Yeah, that's
Angry is like right next to him, but he doesn't know. So it's basically it's like 1v1v4 situation.
That's really weird. But somehow SSG and Tempo Chica, this is similar to the last game, right? A couple of players
grenades coming in, so close.
Oh, he connects as well, but he does
more.
not get the kill. The other grenade is going towards the Angry side, so he has to be careful here. It actually will not connect, but Angry actually stood up there for the fight. He should be ducking or proning back, and he will be proning back. Look at it, they're so close to each other, and C9 is just peppering them with bullets. He knows, they know where the direction of one of the players is at, because Chica just shot them from that direction, but doesn't know where Angry is at just yet. The nade comes flying out, will not connect on Chica.
Utilities coming in. Like, this is the way you should play as a team, right? You get together, you get aggressive after
Angry.
you know you're sure.
Angry has to stand up, he wants to go in for the fight. Is C9 here? Might get the winner chicken dinner. Angry is stuck, not too sure what to do here. He is standing up, and it will be C9 to pick up the winner chicken dinner in the 4th match.
So congrats to Cloud9 getting actually, that's a lot of kills again. That's 15 kills from C9. Bravo, just bravo. And also securing their 2nd winner chicken dinner today. Which makes them actually ending up more like they had basically 59 points. So right now they're gonna add another 35 points on it, which makes they're gonna end up with 94 points in total, making them the 1st place. So that's actually a pretty good kills. And we got SSG finally showing up. SSG finally showing up with some kills, with some placement points. It's like ending up in 2nd place. Also Tempo, bravo from Tempo Chica. They lost their man pretty early on the game, so he alone tried his best and sneak his team onto the 3rd place, maintaining and getting those placement points, so they can have a better chance fighting off the next week.
Yep, hopefully so. But as you said, really nice from Tempo to get that 3rd placement, but somehow Chica surviving for the longest time, losing 3 players in the mid game, going into the end. That's what we were saying, right? Some of these teams, right, if you cut your losses, if you can't really escape, you can't really revive your teammates, go for the snake in and just try to survive as long as possible to get placement points. But SSG, finally we see them a little bit more here, being in number 2 with 6 points or 6 kills, and finally SSG showing up in space. Although they didn't get the 1st place, but they were only left with 1 player, so it was very hard for him to get the win. But whatever it is, C9, 2nd winner chicken dinner of the day here.
Yeah, like C9 like came up pretty strong today. Like they were like the new team, even though they had 2 old players trading over their teams. But in the 1st, like they knew what they had to do. They were sure how to play the game. They didn't want to pick up any fights that was unnecessary. They kept their strain. They kept it how they wanted to play, and until we got it. Until they got the chicken dinner. Yep,
and with that, I think there will be a very good match that we have just witnessed finally from C9. I think that's the thing, kind of like a dark horse, right? I think that is kind of like again, C9, the dark horse of the tournament. The fairly new squad coming into PUBG Mobile, picked up 2 players from Nova Esports, but again, the player from Nova Esports that they picked up might provide them with a lot of experience coming into the split.
So basically, this was a little bit mess for Eve, right? He purified, but didn't make. And over here, like burning car, you were low and getting picked up by Simple.
Yeah, that's not the best situation, but this is where we saw 9 just now just spraying both of the players from Tempo Storm as they kind of rushed into the house to be the 3rd party, but they got 3rd party instead. So that's nicely done by Clue. Looking at the house fight just now from 9, and I think it was ABS. I keep forgetting. 6 a.m. Sorry.
6 a.m.
Yeah, 6 a.m. Getting the feet shot by Minwoo twice in a row. And with that, I think they cleared down the house as well. So back to Perkius, C9, the team that won the last game. and they looked pretty strong in that match as well. They went in with 4 players strong, didn't lose any players along the way, took the fights that they needed to take, didn't really overcommit to it, but 9 looked really strong in this game, although their placement wasn't really good.
Yes, of course. So like Cloud9 like shows us the basics. So they're like there was a pretty like that was close for actually ABS. Like ABS had a chance to push on, but they had a little bit of problem with fighting other teams. They were low on health, so they were catching up. But in the meanwhile, C9 decided to go left side of the map. So in that moment, like ABS said, alright, it's too late, we need to get out or we're gonna get blue. But when they get out, like C9 was like just finished off the left side time, and it was like so close for them. So ABS just got peppered down easily by C9. What a pity.
Yeah, what a pity. So C9 in there becoming the champions again, winning chicken dinner twice for them. That was a really strong performance from them as well.
Yeah. So in the final score where we got the final scoreboard, we got with my calculation, right, if it's right. So C9 ending up in the first place with 94 points in total. Infinex ending up in second place with 80 points in total, and Tempo, which the team kills a lot, it was like they were pretty consistent, ending up fourth place. They got one dinner, chicken dinner, and like they were like third place, fourth place, first place. Like they were there and also getting those kills. And this is the best part about this season, which the PTS placement points like were brought down a little bit from 30 points to 20 points. So kills like gets you closer to every team. So Tempo ending up with 31 points in total, ended up in third.
Yeah, that's really good for Tempo as well. We hope to see a little bit more from them because Tempo Storm started off a little bit somber, a little bit slow in the first 2 games, but the third game getting the chicken dinner and then just going into this game a little bit stronger to make sure that they get the third placement.
Again, so again, if you're just tuning in, so this is PUBG Mobile. This is what like PUBG Mobile
Club Open.
Club Open,
for
right.
split.
Right.
North American group stages you are watching. I'm Wen and this is AJ. Thanks again for joining us. We will be ending the stream very soon. But before we do that, remember to hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel because there's 6 regions being played here on this very channel, on the PUBG Mobile Esports channel, where all the games are very, very fun to watch if you are a caster or if you are at home just chilling on a what's this, Wednesday or a Tuesday?
Tuesday,
yeah,
right.
on a Tuesday, just sitting at home. So those are remember to hit the subscribe button and make sure you get the notifications as well.
Also, if you like enjoyed the game or enjoyed the game today, eSport, you can also download the game on Google Play Store or App Store. Just go and download and start playing. So that's basically is it from us. I'm AJ, joined by Wen. Everybody, good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.